Hello, everyone.
Hello, chat room.
We were just talking about monster fucking.
Can I get
Lovely to be joining us.
Can I?
Put your paws up for monster fucking.
Yeah. How many monster fuckers do we have in the chat right now?
Yeah. Where the dog's at?
Also, I still definitely have some brain fog from not from COVID, but from flu that is probably made worse by having had COVID. So I really don't know what the audio situation is. So please.
Oh yeah, let us know if it sounds good.
Yeah, please tell us if there's any doubling, if it sounds echoey. You should be able to hear music, and that our levels are good. It's for our thank you. Boyfriend is super into monster fucking, so I guess I'm an ally. We appreciate you.
That's very nice. But if you were a real ally, you would become a monster.
Yeah. Have you roleplayed being a monster lately?
If not, you're not. You know, there's more you could do to show your support.
I'm not gonna go so far as to say fake ally,
but you know, you need to behave as an accomplice to monster fucking by fucking monsters.
I am shocked to hear that all good so far.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, I think we're both a little fucked up. Yeah, we were just kind of trading sickness notes. I had brain fog yesterday, but that's because I was off some edibles, so...
That was intentional brain fog.
That was intentional brain fog. Yeah, I was in the brain... I walked into the brain cloud. Which is a little different.
Did you fuck the brain cloud, though?
That's difficult. Though I do have some tumblers, some kind of ghost and possession kink tumblers that I follow. Listen to the Demons. 2 is the letter 2. Highly recommend. Very good. Girl getting fucked by a ghost on the way to the gym kind of stuff.
I've seen some good GIFs that are relevant to this. Have you ever seen that fucking clip? I would if I could, bitch. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like it's this weird clip from a movie where I don't know what the movie is, where it's like this guy pulls up in a car next to a woman and like it cat calls her, like he's being shitty, and she's like, "Go fuck yourself," and he's just like, "I would if I could, bitch." He drives away.
That's my problem. That's why I'm spitting game at bitches, because I can't fuck myself.
It's just like, I don't want to say that a man who is like being a prick and catcalling women from a car is a king, but damn.
I will. He's being honest, you know. Am I really an ally if I don't get ram's horns grafted to my skull? Yeah, it's for our go full Grimes core and get the elf ear surgery, get the ram horns. I've definitely wanted both of those things. Probably not full ram horns.
I don't
but
know
like
if I've
little
ever seen ram horns. I've seen.
Yeah, I think I've only seen small horns on people.
Yeah, because I've seen like the silicone injections where it's like people will. Usually it's like, I don't know if you have that much control over that stuff, but that stuff is very interesting to me. I am so into body modification, but have yet to find anything where I'm like, that actually looks good to me, for me.
Right. Yeah, I think sometimes the horns can look pretty cool, but you can't get anything big, and there's just kind of limits to what you can make them out of, and you know, like dermal implants and stuff like that are mostly usually just like jewelry, so it's like, you know, it's fun, but
the technology isn't there yet. Yeah. I'm limited by the technology of my time.
Yes, and the elf ears, I've heard, they look like they're painful.
They don't look as good as I think they can look good, but they don't look quite as good as you'd hoped. The one thing I've always wanted that I've never seen, every time I've looked into it, hasn't looked like it heals the way you want it to. All of my cats have their, I think, all of my cats have had some ear, chopped, part of their ear has been chopped in some way. Like my two current cats both have their ear tip is chopped because that they were both catch and release neutered. Which I think would be so cool because I'm also neutered. So that would be so cool if I could get the little ear chop, but it doesn't heal like cleanly. It sort of heals like that boxer's ear kind of thing where it kind of like, which is fine. It's just like not as clean as you would want it to look, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah, that would be a sick look. Like, or like having like a tag, you know, like
that you could do.
That could be done. That could be done. Yeah, that's something I would fuck with. Big Brother Dante. I hated belly button piercings because everyone had it at school, and by 25, all the alt models were doing split tongue and elf ears. And now that's somewhat the same to me as belly button jewelry. Oh wow!
Too mainstream?
Are you in like? Wow, are you in like California or something? Or are you like someplace where that? I feel like that's like usually ahead of the curve with body mods. I remember when I was doing speech and debate as a high schooler, one of the coaches who was like younger, like he was probably looking back, probably like 24 years old. He had like a tongue piercing. And he was just like this schlubby debate team coach. And I just remember finding that just so like sexual that I was like, it was like, I can't believe that you have the thing in your face for sucking Pengus. And I as a child get to know that's what you're doing. Like I was so scandalized.
What a groomer.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Oh, my book just came in. Oh, enjoy. Oh hey Jen.
Don't take any of our takes seriously. This is don't cancel us.
I mean, yeah, I'm pro. Yeah, so this came up before the stream started, but I'm pro.
Oh no,
fucking a monster that doesn't pass the Harkness test. But I'm apparently anti an adult man having a facial piercing being allowed around any teenager.
Oh my god.
Hi Emmy Beanie. Thanks for being here. It's nice that new people are trying the stream out every week.
Yeah, we've got a ton. Thank you so much, everybody. I see a bunch of first-time chatters. You guys, y'all are great. Thank you for hanging out.
Yes. Oh, and you're from Montreal, Big Brother Dante. Cool. Yeah, I need to get up there. I have some friends who just went up to Quebec City, and they said it was quaint and just very different, unlike most American cities.
So, do we want to jump right into the monster fucking itself? Do we want to talk some about flirting before we get in there?
Oh, geez. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe we should do like a quick like intro and like, I don't know. You can talk about your strats, because it occurred to me. At first, I was thinking about this from the point of view of, okay, you're autistic or you're an ADHD, or how do you go about, you know, dating and flirting and you know, pulling bitches and stuff like that. But then it occurred to me that we also like, I was like doing the math, and I was like, well, it seems like Maddie has, just from what data I've had and the people I've met, I think Maddie knows how to pull autistic bitches, and I think I know how to pull ADHD.
Well, that's
bitches,
the thing.
So
There's absolutely like there is a that like whatever kind of, and I think it's even part of like why I think this works too, because it's not only like romantic or sexual stuff. I think like there is a real dynamic duo thing with an autistic and an ADHD person, like that it just works, and that especially in dating, and I think that's why like there's like there's like a bunch of things that are kind of opposite and a bunch of things that are kind of like the same in just the right flavor that it's like you really like can support each other in your deficits, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's like your different character classes, and it's like, or like there's a yin yang kind of thing, where yeah, it's like we end up being kind of like drawn to each other as populations.
Yes.
The new binary.
ADHD autistic people are non-binary in this new gender.
Yes. Yeah. No. Well, that's also a whole other thing that like
Yeah.
Jesse Meadows goes into about like if you're trying to draw the line between what's autism and what's ADHD, the only way when people try to explain the difference, they reach for these like. This is almost like some Jordan Peterson shit, like some like art or some like archetypes, like this, like there's like a masculine archetype associated with autism, and there's like a feminine archetype associated with ADHD, and that kind of like subconsciously, they kind of make the implication that subconsciously influences how people perceive those two disabilities, and what they notice about them is that like one's the like analytical, rigid, unemotional one, and the other one's like intuitive and artistic and and it's like masculine, feminine stereotypes. So it's like, are they even different?
We will do oh yeah, we've talked about we're gonna do a whole stream about the differences and similarities between autism and ADHD. And we're actually, the idea is, if we can get our shit together to do it, is to do a autism versus ADHD stream where we're playing a video game versus each other and also talking about the similarities and differences. And I also, there is like a 2001 video game that is Alien vs. Predator.
Yes.
It's like
Tom Hardy, gangbang.
It's like free. It's like $1. So it's like,
oh my god.
We'll have to look into that. But anyway, that is a whole thing that we can't grok together right now. But that is certainly an aspect to this whole thing.
Yeah, oh god. Also, before we dive into anything, I just want to say hi to Blessing and hi to Olu. Yes, Olu. And I think probably other people that I saw that I know. But hello, thank you for being here, everyone. But yes, yeah, so there's definitely like a complementary thing between autism and ADHD that we'll have a whole stream about.
Yeah, but to bring it back to flirting and relationships, yes, so my spouse is autistic. The person I've dated the longest, aside from my spouse, is also autistic, and it's like super similar to my current spouse too. It's very funny.
Yeah. Now, is that the person that I've met?
Joe?
Or no?
I think you've met them for sure, but I don't know when. Definitely online, but I don't remember if you've met them in person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're on the Discord. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
But I also, another kind of complicating factor to that is also my entire family basically is autistic, I think. My dad for
so
sure
you
is.
know the language, yeah.
Yeah, like I grew up like in it, and so I think that definitely colors why I'm definitely like most of my friends are autistic. Like not only my dating relationships, but also most of my friendships are just autistic people too. So.
Yeah. Oh, and Amanda Street, we did already do a stream on workplace discernment and self-advocacy, so that's in the archive if you look at the old like videos. So there we've touched on some of that stuff, but I think it's a topic people want to talk about endlessly because it's just such a huge like source of stress in neurodivergent people's lives, so I'm sure it'll come up again. Because
so that's on.
Yeah, it's just an ongoing problem.
I don't think that stream is on the Twitch anymore, but it should be on YouTube. And we also want to do regular, like, kind of general advice, ask me anything streams, so there will be times to answer questions about that stuff.
Yeah, that seems to be, I think especially when we make our little Twitch affiliate push and we have to stream twice a week, we'll probably have one, like, kind of planned one a week and then one more casual, maybe game and talk kind of stream a week or something like that. But yeah. But yeah, so it occurred to me that like you and I both have the perspective of what are the like struggles and strategies that we have dating as a neurodivergent person, and then
Mm-hmm.
also if you're interested in someone who's neurodivergent, what are the strats? So we can kind of speak to both of those things.
Right.
Which I feel like I don't know. I actually was having a conversation with this about this with the other Devin Price, for those of you who know her, and just how like I don't know. I've got the like autism superpower. Again, that's a bullshit idea, but like the literal direct communication has actually worked very well for me
Yeah.
in romantic situations, kind of just flat out. Like a lot of people just won't say like you want to fuck like or whatever or you want to hang out like
Yeah, and that's basically gonna be my whole thing in this too. I uh yeah, that's pretty much the thing that I try to bring to relationships and flirting. A lot of that is also informed. A lot of the way that I approach relationships is actually informed by poly. So I'm polyamorous. I have been for like a very long time. But I'll admit I've only been in multiple relationships a couple times, so it hasn't come up that much. But I really think the way that I approach relationships was so much changed by learning about poly and finding out and because the big thing that I learned with poly is like there's this expectation to have relationships be a certain way, right? So, and that is informed by so many things. A big part of it is just gender, right? Like, and that's a thing that we learn as trans people is that's all bullshit. But there's also these expectations that are put on us around relationships with monogamy, right? So, the guy is supposed to ask the girl out, and then they are supposed to date, and there's all of these specific like things around when you're supposed to have sex and how early, and like they're not as simple as like you're supposed to have sex after marriage, because that's certainly a thing, but there's like in reality there's much more complicated stuff around that stuff. And then you're supposed to date, and then get married and have a long-term relationship and ride what's called the relationship escalator, which is like this idea that a relationship progresses in this certain way, and that it should progress in that way, and if it doesn't, it's a failure. And I think the biggest thing that I learned with poly is just that those expectations are like, they're so not what you have to do, and what like they're absolutely worth, like, if that's what you want. The same thing with like feminism, right? Like if you want to be a stay-at-home mom that has babies and like the guy goes to work, that's totally cool, and like obviously more power to you. And it's the same thing with relationships. Like if you want to have that ride that relationship escalator, that is absolutely cool. And I mean I did. That's basically what I did with my spouse is, we started dating, we moved in together, we got married, we want to foster kids at some point. Like we're riding the relationship escalator. But that's not the only way to have a relationship. But the only way to not do that is to communicate. Because so much of cis-het monogamous relationship practice is based off of just
hit these milestones and you never communicate about it because you just assume the person wants it and you have to want it.
Right. And the biggest thing is around not sleeping with other people. Most monogamous people don't say, let's not see other people. Like that is almost a little radical in the like super cis-het like monogamous culture to be like this. All right, we're not going to see other people at this point. Even just acknowledging like we're going from seeing other people to not seeing other people is like not super common. But it's like even just that of like, is that a thing we want? But that's true of like everything.
To even name it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's so much more important with like neurodivergence, because all of us have so many different needs and wants outside of the typical stuff.
Yeah, and Amanda Street, to answer your question, poly can definitely be platonic because I think a big thing of what polyamory means to a lot of people, as I've heard a lot of people describe it, is that you start rethinking what does someone being an important person in my life even necessarily mean. So this is another thing that the other Devin has kind of talked to me about, that like that for like her being poly is about kind of thinking about my fiance or people that I'm having sex with are not necessarily that's not the determinant of what a family is for me. And so, you know, for her, like being platonic, being like kind of poly means having all of these kind of queer platonic friendships and investments. And I think this is true for a lot of poly people. Like there's one that, and this is another weird like intersection where poly people are just make kind of like the ADHD or autism thing. Poly people just make great friends a lot of times because they know how to communicate and they know how to hang out because they go on like dates, you know, like they have to like develop those social skills of communicating relationally with people and planning like fun things to do with people.
Right.
So I think it lends itself very naturally to, if you're already questioning, is this one relationship going to be the be all and end all for me? Then it opens you up to rethinking, what does my family look like? What does growing old look like? Which is something that I've touched on in some of my writing too, that like you might cohabitate with a bunch of people and be committed to them. And I have a former partner who's, you know, basically he's just kind of like the third wheel in this marriage, and he lives with this married couple, and it's not sexual, but they're committed to each other, you know.
Yep.
And so that's poly in my mind as well.
And that's a huge part of like getting into the like, how do you flirt? Like personally, my big thing that I would recommend to people is just rethink what relationships mean to you. And because a big part of all this that we're talking about is that putting like that expectation of the relationship escalator puts your relationship on this pedestal of this needs to be the most important thing in your life. And like, again, if it is, that's okay. And it doesn't need to go the opposite way. Like, although relationship anarchy is the thing we could talk about that is absolutely valid, but it's just like when you, if you are single and you've been single for a long time and you are placing this expectation of a relationship needs to be where all of my needs are met, where I get my sexual needs met, where I get my emotional needs met, where I get, you know, all of these different needs met, of course, flirting is gonna stress you the fuck out. Like, it's, you know, you fucking this up is gonna, it means you're gonna die alone, and that's crazy to put that pressure on yourself.
Right.
So just stepping back and being like, it's okay, whatever this becomes is okay, is gonna take so much pressure off of you.
Right. Yeah, and then that makes it so much easier to communicate, because then any dynamic that you have with someone isn't the be all and end all of your value as a person.
Yep.
Or your ability to access like love and support. And so it's easier to be like, oh, this is not working. You know, we're not going to do this thing together, or I'm not interested in being near you when you're acting like this. It's just easier to actually set boundaries with consequences and communicate about what, you know, rubs you the wrong way or what you need, whatever, when one relationship isn't the be all and end all.
Yep.
And yeah, and just like a lot of like neurotypical and straight flirting rules are all about pretending to be some really sanitized version of yourself who's really agreeable and always has a positive outlook and doesn't overshare too much, but like also doesn't hide things for too long. You know, like it's, again, it's all predicated on like a lack of direct communication. So like,
Yep.
What even is actually flirting then, you know, like if you actually want to find out, it's just as simple as like spending time with people, communicating to them that you like them, and want to spend more time with them, and, you know, just showing what actual like delight you take in them, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not even like a separate skill set from like being a friend or
Absolutely. Flirting could
anything,
be, do you want to fuck? Like, and it's so weird that we've like, I don't know, as a society, we've decided that flirting has to be this weird game of subterfuge. And if like, especially if you're neurodivergent and or the person you're flirting with is neurodivergent, like just fucking talk to them, because if they're you know, chances are they're not gonna get that shit. And it's like, even if they do, why? Just
right. And honestly, you still do it even if the person that you're like trying to trying to get with seems like they might be normie typical or whatever.
Right.
Like, because honestly, a lot of people do find it refreshing, and anybody that's going to be worth your time, you know, is going to appreciate you saying like, do you want to fuck? Like, or like, you know, I want to spend more time with you. I really like being around you. People like hearing those things, and most people are really starved for that kind of directness and to actually just feel valued, because so much of like straight dating norms is like insulting one another and being passive aggressive because you're afraid to show the vulnerability of like intimacy.
And it's so weird the way that we normalize that as kids of like oh yeah, that boy is being rude to you because he likes you. That's so fucking weird. And that's just like shit that is that's like normal.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and then on the flip side, I think we do a lot to teach straight girls that like, because of sexism, the way that they need to protect themselves is by being kind of mean and like keeping an emotional distance and being the cool girl and not seeming too invested, and sometimes that even morphs into like making fun of your boyfriend is kind of empowerment, when it's like, well, no, like you should probably be with people you like and be nice to them.
Yeah. Y'all have been chatting so much, and I'm trying to catch up with it.
Yeah. Yeah, talking about, Blessing said, I'm already masking at work. I don't want to go home and mask with a partner. I want to be up front. Yeah. And that means, you know, just like mannerisms, sensory needs, all of that stuff, because that's how you find out if your lifestyles are actually compatible anyway, you know? Imagine if my parents actually liked each other, goddamn.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Slow Jack, slow. I agree with what you're saying, but when you're disabled, it can come with a lot of social isolation that puts pressure on any relationship.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. There's limits to how much energy you have and where you can go, and you need support, you know, especially if you have like physical access needs where you need help with like bathing, toileting, etc. And that's why disabled people are at such a high risk of domestic violence and abuse, you know? So that's absolutely real.
Yeah. Yeah. Reminds me of my mother telling me to smile at a guy with my mouth but not my eyes because he was being inappropriate to me, and I was like, no, why would I smile at him? Yeah.
That's such an interesting, that's so real that it's like, well, you still need to be socially appropriate and positive, but not too positive, because then you're encouraging inappropriate behavior. It's like,
Yeah.
that's you know, it's such a thing in neurotypical norms that you like can't ever make things awkward, right? Like, heaven forbid. Okay, there's my Tumblr thing. I don't think I've seen it post your Tumblr thing. Let's see.
Nightbot is
But that's another.
Obviously.
Yes. Yet again, trans women's labor is being erased by Nightbot.
I'm at testdevice.tumblr.com. I'm not worried about it. You'll find me. It was extremely cool to get testdevice. No underscores, just testdevice. I was shocked because I just got that username like within the past month.
Yeah, that's surprising it wasn't taken. Okay, why do I see... Okay, this makes no sense. Because it lists both of our Tumblrs in this thing.
It may just be chance because it's random what it posts, right? So it may just be chance.
It's on a timer. It's like every 20 minutes or something like that.
Oh my god, it's Seti. I've started barking at cat collars and creeps now. Don't make me uncomfortable and don't force me to smile. Just straight up bark, bark, bark. Fuck yeah. I am in love with that.
Yes.
J-Bow's ZZZ. No, Nightbot is an invited thing. It is we just haven't we just are not sure if we've completely wrangled it yet.
Yes. Okay, I think I've got it. So all right, is your Tumblr, there's no underscore, or is there an
It's
underscore?
just
Just
testdevice.tumblr.com. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
And thank you, Seti. I do deserve that username.
All right. I think it should, if I've done this correctly, it should go off at 1:35 or at the 35-minute mark. So we'll see.
This is in related to barking at people. I'm curious if any other trans femme people in the chat do this, but I definitely weaponize the head nod. Because like it's very funny when people, especially when dudes like stare at me. Like a big thing I've always done is like I just stare back because usually it makes them more uncomfortable. But it's very funny when a dude is like kind of looking at me funny, and I like because they don't like, even though they know I'm not stealth. People look at me and they know that I'm trans. Like they understand that like presumably I like, you know, grew up as a dude, just being seen as a dude to some degree. It always catches them off guard. They're always like, you shouldn't know how to do that properly.
or that you would like be afraid to do that like performance at this point, but it's like, no, bitch, I have all the tools in my arsenal now.
Yeah.
You can do all the mannerisms. That's funny. And that's also like, you know, in terms of like flirting strats, like you are so, you know, like being out in the world with people, you're so like friendly and outgoing, and like you make the eye contact, but like you just have such a like, and this is your like protective layer, right? But like you have a very like friendly exterior.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Part of it for me is that I have social anxiety, but I don't experience it in the moment. Like I only experience social anxiety later, and so like I'm just totally fearless in the moment. I'm like, hi, and then it's only later that I'm like, why did I say that? That was insane. And that comes from part of my like ADHD no filter thing, which I think, you know, I think, you know, weaponize that. Like I think that people like that. So if that's a skill you have in your toolbox.
yeah, that's so funny to have like, so it's just like after you've done something, you're like mortified of like, what if that was totally weird? But like you'll just do it in the moment. Like,
Right.
You'll
Mm-hmm.
like the instincts are fine, but it's the rethinking that's like, ooh, okay, well I just got a text that my flight is canceled, so
No, F in the chat.
F in the chat. Let's see. Oh god.
Yeah, if you're in the Midwest, stay
around.
safe. I don't think it's going to be a problem for me because I think I am east of it. I'm in Michigan, but I think I'm east of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to hit like Colorado and like, you know, the West and then into the Midwest really badly.
Is it a polar vortex thing? Is that what's happening?
It was called like a snow bomb or something. They just keep making shit up. 3NU.
Yeah, it's very fucked how climate change doesn't just mean hot. It just means everything is fucked.
It means snow bomb. Yeah.
All right. Want to jump into this game?
Yeah, let's do it. But yeah, we'll kind of, everyone please stay kind of like chatting in the chat and sharing thoughts and questions, and we'll keep an eye on it too as we're playing this.
Yeah, this is nice because it's all sort of turn-based, so we can stop and talk about a thing at any moment. Oh, I just realized there's not voice acting in this.
Okay,
Excuse
perfect.
me. Do we want to, it'd be nice to read everything. Do you want to read any? I can read. I don't know what you're feeling as far as,
Sure, yeah, we can kind of just alternate between characters or
something like that.
Or however we want to do it, yeah.
We'll do the voice effects because they're pretty subtle.
Yeah.
We'll do... So, do you know anything about this game?
I know nothing about it. No. Okay, and the time for the game is perfect, like perfect length for
60
stream,
minutes is
which
good, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Spooky high school, the sweetest years of our lives. Back then, we were young and unafraid. Okay, so what this game is it's basically like a dating simulator, you know, where you're like macking on different characters and you're going to choose who you want to date. But it's multiplayer, which is fun. It's competitive. And they're all monsters, so it's going to kind of introduce all that stuff. But yeah, so it's very fun. If anyone has played this game before, please let us know who you want to date, who you want us to date. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes reckless, sometimes...
Yeah, backseat driving is totally encouraged, sorry.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Sometimes reckless, sometimes brilliant, sometimes just stupid, but always willing to live life to the fullest. We were on a wild journey to discover who we really were. Okay, so I'll be player 1. I'm gonna take this fire bitch, because she's everything.
Let's do this.
All right, so you get to choose one of these 3 characters.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with the nasty boy for sure.
He's extremely good.
Yes.
We'll put in your real human name, just for clarity, for the viewers. Why am I typing with that?
Yes. Sweet.
He?
Yes.
Okay.
We had yet to experience its ultimate challenge, the Monster Prom. I remember it clearly. 3 weeks were left, and as we fantasized about our dream prom dates, we were all scrambling to catch the attention of one of our 8 most charismatic classmates. So these are all the people that we can date. Scott Howell, 21. A werewolf athlete who is compensated for his rather small brain with a stupidly huge heart.
Okay, himbo. Himbo alert.
Absolute himbo. Miranda Vanderbilt, 19. A sweet mermaid princess who is as cute as she was genocidal. Polly Geist, 22. A party ghost with an insatiable hunger for all of the wrong things.
Okay. Flirty.
Damien LeVay, 21.
Satanist.
He's...
Wait, why are these high school... Wait, are these all high schoolers that are...
They're all high schoolers,
adults?
but they're all over age, so to not mess with the consent.
So there's a couple of ways to interpret this, but alright.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna assume it's some kind of, you know...
It's just so you don't feel...
wayward.
It's just so you don't feel weird about wanting to fuck them. A fearless demon with a taste for destruction and a love of fire. Liam de Lioncourt, 4XDX. A hipster vampire whose standoffish demeanor hid the fact that he was truly a lovable dork.
Okay.
Zoe, Forever? An eldritch cutie who went from endless deity of the Dark Realms to ultimate fangirl.
Cute.
Calculester Hewlett-Packard, version 1. A library computer who would become a sentient robot ready to experience life to its fullest. For anyone curious, Calculester is part of the DLC.
Oh, okay, so we got a bonus boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. And Vera Oberlin, 23. Also one of my favorites. A mean, self-made Gorgon with a merciless sense of business. It was clear. It had to be one of them. But who? Any gut check favorites so far, Devin?
I like the little, not Gorgon, but the one next to the Gorgon, the little fangirl.
Oh, Cthulhu.
Octopus
Yeah.
girl. Yeah.
She's extremely
I like
good.
her. Yes, she's an imp for sure.
We only had 3 weeks to choose our prom date, and even more daunting, we only had 3 weeks to woo them and conquer their heart. But as I already said, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Rich failed daughter Gorgon. Yeah, please let us know in the chat who you are horny for.
Yes, yeah. Which one would each of you date? Yeah. I do like the slutty girl too.
The Polygeist.
The goop girl. Yeah. Or she's a ghost. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but she's definitely got that
Wow.
that ghost goopiness going on. She's extremely
Yeah.
good. Welcome
Yeah.
to Monster Prom's stupidest pop quiz ever. All minds are rotten, but they are rotten in so many different ways. Worry no more. We're now using our PhD in bullshit to diagnose which kind of deviant sicko you are.
Yeah.
Monster Prom's stupidest pop quiz ever TM will throw a bunch of absurd questions at you and turn your answers into character stats. This way each of you will start by having stats that better reflect your true selves. Let's start. One day you wake up and you've swapped bodies with your mom in a very 90s film fashion. What is the worst thing that could happen? She's meeting with all my friends and actually being more popular than me. My mom is already more popular than me. She's adorable and very fun, so... She's messing with my Spookify playlist and putting all her trash metal on it. My mom's such a metalhead. Nah. She's killing her lifelong rival while in my body so she can frame me for a murder. These seem fine. They all seem fine.
Yeah, these aren't the end of the world. There's a lot worse stuff that could happen.
I'm going to go with this just because she's killing her lifelong rival. Just because that sounds, you know, dealing with cops is annoying. Like, why would you put that on me?
Yeah, that's kind of a betrayal. Okay.
So yeah,
One
now
day you
go.
wake up and... Okay, same question. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm going to say meeting with my friends and being more popular than me.
Mood. So I got some bold and you got some charming. This is just straight up the question from the first Blade Runner, I think. You're walking through the desert when you see a turtle on its back, baking in the hot sun, but you're not helping. Why aren't you helping? No time, too busy twerking, because that turtle owes me money, because fuck turtles. I'm gonna go with... because that turtle owes me money.
It's interesting how you like don't have a choice over your behavior for these. It's just you're doing this. Why are you doing it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna also say because the turtle owes me money. So wealthy.
What would be your dream first date? Sweaty manly wrestling match, professional meeting where you charm your date with some astonishing business advice, a fierce fight starts with a lifelong rivalry open to becoming something else, sexy decompiling. I wonder who sexy decompiling is aimed at. Crimes, an art exhibition experimental enough to give you a seizure. I think I'm gonna go with an art exhibition.
Let's see. You know, crimes is too vague. Some crimes are fun and sexy to do. Others are just, you know, what you're morally obligated to do.
Yeah, it's like, why would I want to do the thing I normally do on a first date? That sounds boring.
Yes. I'm going to say a professional meeting where you charm your date with some astonishing business advice. Sigma for Sigma. Grind set
culture.
Grind set culture. Oh, okay. Yeah, I should have known that would be.
Product, what would be your slogan? Be ready for a long trip together. I command you to enjoy me. Buy me, I'm good. Objectively better than the other options. Extra flammable. For fans, by fans. I'm gonna go with the OnlyFans.
Now, that one probably is for that girl that I kind of wanted to mac on, but I'm gonna go with Buy Me, I'm Good.
Himbo time.
Oh, yeah, the little Cthulhu, that was hers.
Let's do this.
Okay, so now basically the way this works is we get to choose where we want to go, and there we will get automatically get a little bit of stat increase for going to that, and we will also have a scene with some random people. So what you're doing right now, if you want a metagame, is you're trying to think what stats will you need to woo the person you want, and also where are they going to be in order to talk to them and have a scene with them and increase their plot. But it's kind of random, so I don't really.
Oh, okay, and it's just a list of spaces there. Got it.
I have played this a couple times now and dated a couple people, and I have no idea who I want to date at this point. So I'm just kind of gonna go randomly. Oh, and up here this is my stats. Oh, yep, and these are yours.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So you have pretty maxed out smarts and boldness.
You're not bold.
And I have charm and money.
Money you
not
will,
bold.
Money you will literally spend. There's a
Oh, you do spend money. Oh,
yes.
Okay. Just like in real dating.
Yeah. I'm gonna literally pick randomly. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. Everything seems lost, but you deliver an inspirational speech that fuels your team's spirit, leading to a spectacular comeback. Clearly a natural-born leader. You gain +2 charm. Could he charms? Good. You notice Liam off by himself, happily drawing some steamy hot yaoi. Is that how that's pronounced?
Oh, all right. Yowie. Yowie. Umami.
Ooh, yowie. All right,
Ooh,
so I'll
yowie.
keep doing the narrator, and you can just jump in for as whatever characters you feel into.
Sure.
You head over there to say hi, but Zoe beats you there.
Oh, hey.
Oh. I don't like acting.
You don't have to read. I'll read literally. Oh, would you rather do the narrator?
I could do narrating. Yeah.
Okay, I can. If you want to switch, let's do it. I'll do the characters, and you can do the narrator.
Perfect.
Hi, Liam. What you doing? Illustrating some erotic fanfic? Can I join you? No and no, you over-enthusiastic poser. He even spells it right in his speech. For your information, what I am drawing is called yaoi, and it is not fanfiction, it is high art. I know what yaoi is. I have the internet too, but what? Isn't yaoi kind of, problematic? Problematic? A thing that I'm doing? How could you even think such a thing? Well, I don't know. I mean, I posted some yaoi online recently, and some people got really mad at me. They said it trivialized authentic gay relationships or something.
Oh my god.
This is
not the discourse.
The discourse. We're getting I'm mad I don't have the discourse corner.
Yeah, the discourse corner. Alert.
I just wanted to explore the sexual dynamic between Liam and Damien in comic form.
Enough.
Okay, first of all, that is my storyline, and you have no right plagiarizing it. Second of all, I already told you that yaoi is high art, and high art is only problematic to cretins.
What?
But if it's high art, why are you drawing two Ninja Turtles giving each other handjobs? It's called irony. Leave me alone.
Ironically gives a handjob. You doubt Zoe will leave Liam alone until this disagreement is resolved, which means you've got your work cut out for you. But whose side to support? Wow, you really are entering the discourse corner.
It really is.
Okay, so the options are true Zoe yaoi can be problematic, but only when written through the dehumanizing female gaze of male-on-male love. Liam's gaze is unapologetically male, so there's no problem. Don't you see, Liam? Yaoi is the gluten of the art world. Damn.
I'm so tempted for us to just derail the stream and just unironically do discourse about this for.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, these options are not good. Like, who's?
Well, these options are. It's not so much about what you believe. It's more about who do you want to agree with.
Who do you want to fuck?
Right.
Oh god, I forgot. I already autismed. I already forgot.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about which argument is right, not what social goal you're trying to.
Yep. Oh no.
Right.
Yeah. You have to. That's exactly what we've been talking about for the past hour is you have to lie in order to get in people's pants. So
Yes. Well, I only fuck people who are right.
I'm
All
gonna
the time.
I am going to leave your current interest to you and go for Liam. Also because I do love Liam.
Yeah. So I think that means the first one, right? Yeah. 'cause
Yes.
It's say,
Yeah.
saying because he's a guy that
Mhm.
that's why he can write yaoi.
Oh, and I needed smarts for that, which is perfect. So
Oh.
basically I chose one of those and it increased my stats with one of those people, but there was a check that used my stats. So
Right.
that was a smarts check, which I passed.
Right, because you have smart. Yeah, you have high smarts. Cool.
Ordinarily, I eschew the restrictive
Yeah,
concept. Restrictive concept of gender, but for the purposes of winning this argument, I will make an exception, which is valid. Yes, I am a man. I'm immune from all criticism with regards to my yaoi. Sure, those Ninja Turtles may be giving each other handjobs on this page, but look at the previous page. Oh, they're discussing whether or not to adopt a dog together. That's so sweet and non-exploitative. Wait, how did they go from dog adoption to handjobs in one page? Male relationships are complicated, so you wouldn't understand. You are so right, Liam. Male relationships, like the eldritch horrors of the worm dimension, are beyond mortal comprehension.
Woo, bullet dodge. You gain +2 fun and +1 charm. Nice.
Sure.
All right. Okay, so I can't go where you just were, right?
Yes, I did not remember that, but yes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Hopefully someone will be smoking or doing anything. That day you skip class and just hang out in the bathrooms because you respect no authority. Hell yeah. Social anxiety, but make it cool. I guess some people just want to watch the world burn by skipping class and hanging out in the bathrooms. Yes. You give +0 shits, but you gain +2 boldness, which is good because I needed that. Afterward, you notice Scott huddled next to Vera. These two hardly ever hang out. You wonder what's up. Scott seems to be showing Vera some kind of sports diagram.
Oh, bro. But we just keep losing football games over and over. Coach says we're not sporting hard enough, but I'm sporting as hard as I can. I figured, since you're super smart and everything, maybe you could fix your entire team in 10 minutes.
You're one and only.
Well,
Vera Oberlin.
Well, obviously I can do that. I'm incredible. Listen, what you need is an oblique strategy, a new technique that your opponents won't expect. Like poison darts, or a vicious campaign of psychological warfare, or...
Now's your chance to impress them. Jump in with an idea that will show them how much you know about winning sports. Okay. What you guys need is blackmail material. One well-placed camera in the opposing team's locker room is all it takes. He's a player who's really a truck. No one would be able to stop that.
Dump truck?
I mean, if they mean literally bring a truck and disguise it as a player, that's great. But I'm gonna have to go with blackmail material. You already know. Scam him. And I knew she would like that, which I'd rather impress her. That's brilliant.
She's great.
Yes, she's a girl boss.
It is? Yes, it is.
Awesome, bro.
And what's more, I already have the infrastructure in place to accomplish this.
What?
Wait, infrastructure? What are you talking about? Nothing. Definitely haven't planted cameras in the men's locker room, and I'm definitely not selling them to compromisingthelockerroomnudes.com as a side business. That's for sure.
Yes.
Oh, that's good, because if
Yes,
you were,
queen.
that would be super mean. Indeed.
And we're talking about the problematicity of yaoi. This woman's just filming covert porn.
I mean, Vera would not be talking about anything being problematic. Unless
No,
it's somehow she's
yes.
making money off of it.
Right. Yes. I might be changing who I'm going.
She's one of the best characters ever.
Looks like you solved the problem and stumbled into Vera's underground porn empire. Nice. You gained 2 smarts and 1 creativity.
Nice.
Excellent.
You are so smart now. Oh, I forgot about this.
Everybody chooses a TV show. Say your choice out loud to the rest of the players before clicking.
So basically the way this works is sometimes we'll do challenges, which will basically just be like, we have to choose a thing without knowing what it's for. And then it's going to say, like, whoever has the horniest TV show goes first. So...
Okay.
I'm going to say... Gundam Wing.
I'm gonna say Big Bang Theory.
Player order is decided based on how mind-blowing it would be if next year the showrunners reveal that the TV show happened in the same narrative universe than Naruto. Definitely yours.
the Big Bang Theory Naruto verse. iCarly, yes.
Oh, actually, we should make chat decide these.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Which one it would be weirder to be in the Naruto expanded universe? Big Bang Theory or
Gundam Wing. Yeah. So Devin or Madeline. Put D or M in the chat, or Devin or Madeline. We'll see how long these.
There is a way.
These take. Yeah, there's a way to actually do votes, but I think that would probably take too long because we have to do quite a few of these.
Yeah. I know Nightbot can do polls, but I haven't learned how to do that, so.
We're getting some D's in the chat.
Getting some D's.
All right, we're gonna go Devin. I think that's a foregone conclusion, but I think there will be some more contentious ones that I think
that will need the chat to settle. Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, you did get one vote. Oh, you got two. Sasuke piloting a Gundam is funny.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll give it more time next time because I do love that.
Okay, so I get to choose where I sit.
Yes.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah. So it's your turn.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit with the goopy girls.
Just so you know, the cat that is sitting alone by them. This cat is the shop. Just so you know. Before you make
and that's how you. Okay, so you can buy items with your money.
Yes.
What
Still want
kind
to do
of
Goopy?
Yeah, I'll do Goopy. You watch Zoe watching Polly with increasing intensity.
Hey, Polly, I have a question.
Hey, boo!
I may or may not have an answer depending on if it's boring or not. Well, you know how you don't eat food? Yeah, duh, I'm a ghost. It would just go right through me. I can't digest it or absorb the nutrients or anything. Right, but you drink alcohol and do drugs all the time.
Awesome, boo!
Yeah, and it's awesome. But
she's so bimbofied.
Oh, she's the most she's bimbo ghost, and it's extremely strong. The character, all of the characters in this are so good. But why can you absorb illicit substances and have them affect you, but you can't eat food? It's like sometimes you're totally corporeal, and then sometimes you're incorporeal, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, and it's awesome. But I'm awesome?
It is an interesting question Zoe raises. Maybe you should look at this more closely. Hey Zoe, let's do some science. You can throw things at Polly and see what goes through her and what doesn't. Allow me to explain Polly's situation quite simply. Texture, solidity, density, heaviness, all synonyms for consistency. So if Polly doesn't have any of that, she'd naturally be inconsistent in her ghost powers. I'm gonna say the throw shit at her. That's way more fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. What? No, it's not. Throwing a fork in 3, 2.
Seriously?
Cut that out. Oh man, it went right through her. Let's try a spoon. Let's not try a spoon. That's so weird. It bounced off her like she's totally corporeal. I guess the lesson here we've learned here is that ghost logic is no logic at all. That's why it rhymes. Ghost and
Discourse
no don't
managed.
rhyme. Of course not, but there's no logic here. Watch out, I'm throwing a plate at you.
You and Zoe have a great time throwing things at Polly and watching there be no logic in this game. I really didn't think Polly was going to mind it that much. The game, of course, being throw things at Polly.
Yeah. I don't think, honestly, I think she wouldn't mind as much, but one of these people has to be mad at you as a result of this choice, so. Yeah, shout out to Nightbot for doing their job. And shout out to Devin for figuring out Nightbot.
Yeah, it's not banning anyone. I turned off all of the, filtering.
Good.
So.
You can talk about piss all you want in the chat.
Yes. And emoji, spam, we love it. Wink.
Let's do this.
All right, I'm definitely going to go to the shop because I want you guys to meet this trans cat because I'm extremely mad that I can't date this cat because she's the best character.
Wow, yes, she's so cute.
She's obviously a trans folk punk, trans girl folk punk person.
Furry icon, yes.
Welcome to my little shop. Buy some shit. I have some shit that will boost your stats, shit that will lead you into stupid new adventures, even some shit that might be much needed at some very specific moments. So take a look. All right. Oh, that's just free. Yeah, I'll take that.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Oh, I just got a lottery ticket and got a bunch of money. Oh, what? Did my creativity just go down?
That's weird.
Oh, I couldn't buy... I didn't realize I couldn't buy anything else. That's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, free money, and it...
I'm not creative.
Rotted your brain. Okay. All right, so now we just say any activity.
Yeah, everybody choose an activity, say your choice out loud for the rest of the players before clicking. Thank you for being here, Beanie. I get being a permanently exhausted pigeon. Feel free to catch up in the Twitch.
In the VOD.
In the VOD on Twitch for some amount of time, and then on YouTube at Dr. Devin Price on YouTube.
Yeah, though I've been highlighting everything, so for the last several weeks, and moving forward, everything will be here as well. It seems like there's no limit on that, so.
It's for our... I'm going to need to know more about how Mastodon is the most pro-piss social media platform you've encountered, because I haven't encountered that, and I need to.
Yeah. Like, have you been seeing piss porn on there? Like,
is there not piss porn on Twitter? But yeah, choose an activity. I'm going to say gay sex.
Getting a Brazilian wax.
And D or M in the chat to vote for who wins. Player orders decided based on how weird yet interesting your next date it would be if it revolved around doing this activity together.
Gay sex, getting Brazilians.
I think there's a pretty clear winner. I think they're both mostly normal. So
yeah, those are both things you could go on a date for, but the sex is more typical. And there's couples massages at the spa, but I don't know if there's couples whole waxing.
I feel like there is, because I don't know. I don't know if that's just a romance movie trope or not.
Yeah, they're never alone in 40-year-old virgin or whatever when people are getting waxed for comedic effect in a movie.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna call that one for you.
Okay.
Sure.
Hello, Cooper.
Oh, kitty check. Oh.
You want to say hi?
He's like, oof. All right, I'm gonna go.
Oh yeah, and so you can actually buy things. It shows where the shop is, so you can actually buy things on prepper rounds
Oh,
too.
okay. Cool. But that would be like, is that kind of, then that would be the main interaction there?
I think so.
In that. Okay, I'll go to the library. That day you spent some time on the library's PCs playing some good old online poker. With some kind of little fish man, it looks like. Gambling seems like a stupid and dangerous decision. But who cares? This time it paid off, so fuck it. You gained 2 money. Great. You're trying to focus on your own love life, but the sloppy makeout sounds coming from Violet and Tate are making it difficult.
Oh, I don't even know who this person is. I have literally not seen this person in this game.
Is that a Yeti man? Why wasn't
There's
he an option?
There's mushrooms coming out of him. There definitely are some NPCs that you can't romance, so I'm assuming...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess he's like a tree or something.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. An ent, maybe? Take that somewhere else. My snakes will never be able to digest their food if they have to watch this disgusting display. Yeah, and my fanfiction muse is running for the hills. How am I supposed to write romance when 2 of the are making it look so unappealing?
No surprise you're alone.
Well. Sounds like somebody is a little bit jealous of our amazing, perfect, wonderful relationship. We're not bothering anyone. Wait,
so the mushroom, it's the mushroom and the tree are separate people, and they're making out.
They're macking on it.
Yeah.
You commented on my fanfiction, still not as romantic as every day with my bae, and then a bunch of heart eyes emojis and stars, and also the kimono emoji? Why did you comment the kimono emoji? You see, Zoe, this is why it's better to be a strong, independent nightmare creature. Terrify women. I don't know what that means, but I support it.
And scaring women is good.
God, her fit goes so fucking hard in this scene also.
That's nice. Yeah, I like that. That floral with the lace choker or whatever.
You don't know what you're talking about. Devin, you're always trying to romance your classmates in various unlikely ways. It's a couple versus a pair of people who don't understand the joys of being in a couple. Go on and be the tiebreaker.
Well, if Zoe and Vera don't want to be in relationships, it's going to be hard to get them in a relationship with you. Time to convince one of them.
These are kind of your 2 baes.
Right, yeah. So I guess I have to decide which way I'm going here. Vera, historically the only reason why people married was tactical alliances, increasing the wealth of both families. Okay, this is sounding pretty Sigma already. So really, marriages are just a great way to solidify and increase power and material gain. Well, none of that's wrong. So, Zoe, when you're in a relationship, you can do silly couples costumes for Halloween, like peanut butter and jelly, or puberty and shame. You already know I'm gonna Sigma it and recommend that Vera and I get in some real, like,
Sigma.
Targaryen alliance Sigma joining our houses shit.
Sigma for Sigma. S for S.
Yes.
Your
Let's
idiocy
enter in a
gave
business
me food
venture.
poisoning.
No. Marriage for love isn't a lie. Love is wonderful. That's not at all. That is by far the best argument I've ever heard. Violet and Tate, you may be brainwashed by a series of never-ending heteronormative rom-coms, but if you woke up to the reality of the world, you would realize your alliance is weak as shit and you're vulnerable as hell. I'm not proud of it, but I spent a long time exploiting people's weaknesses to take over various dimensions, and you two do seem pretty vulnerable.
What a parasite!
We're not vulnerable, we're in love. I do think that the mushroom is controlling this other creature's brain, I think is what's happening, to be fair.
Yeah, because he hasn't said anything, right?
Yeah.
That has been quite pleasing.
You raised a truly excellent point, Devin. You just might make a smart alliance yourself. Maybe someday we'll make a point to check each other's bank balances and list of assets.
Holy fuck, checking bank balances and asset lists, so basically second base for Vera. You gain 2 charm and 1 boldness. And she's gonna like what she sees. I've got 9 money.
Yeah, that's true. You're gonna make it rain with those 9 money.
Let's do
Yes.
this.
Oh my god, I have 99 money.
Oh shit, never mind. I thought it capped out at 10.
Wait,
That's like
what
all
is-
you have left now is money. Or wait, yeah.
Did it?
What the fuck? Your smarts went down.
Oh, everything went down. I did not realize this. All right, should I buy more shit? I don't.
Yeah, man, you need a stat
Hey,
boost.
stranger.
Okay. So creativity is my lowest. All right, let's get creativity out of the negatives at least. Oh, cool. I have a so now I have like a random event that is happening.
Let's do this.
Oh, something. There you are, minding your own business and spying on your classmates' way, when suddenly...
Hey, Madeline, you're sort of a loser sometimes, right? Sure. And you hang out with other losers, like Devin, right? Because Devin is a total loser, who I happen to maybe be developing feelings for.
Oh.
I can't explain it. He's nowhere near as attractive or wealthy or ruthless as I am. And yet I find myself so inexplicably drawn to him. I think his eyes. It's like there's real depth there, like he's hiding some sort of secret. What do you think it is? Something wonderful or something totally lame? The secret behind Devin's eyes is The Secret. That book has changed his life, and his business sense and self-confidence is on point. The secret behind Devin's eyes is the secret of communism. Devin doesn't believe in ownership of material goods or individual entrepreneurship of any kind.
Okay, you could fumble the bag for me right now with this.
Yeah, I don't think she's into communism.
I don't think so either.
But I don't... I guess she would like The Secret as a capitalist. Like, capitalists seem to like woo-woo fake shit that justifies them, like,
Right.
having the power they do.
Yeah, that one's all about, vision boarding your success and all that shit. So I think she would like that more than communism, for sure.
I'll go with that one. There you go. The Secret? I loved that book. Any publication that puts me in a position to once again assert my superiority over others with hard work can win me over in a heartbeat. And any monster who reads that kind of book is out to get something for themselves. In this case, possibly me. I like a monster who isn't afraid to chase down what he wants, and we know I'm not too easily won over. Maybe he has a chance with me after all. Vera and Devin, prom royalty. Has a nice ring to it.
Hey.
Thanks, Madeline. No problem.
No problem. Maybe they'll let you be part of the prom court, even if you're just a jester or something. You gain 3 fun
I needed.
because you were down.
I was
You were
about
down to play along. Yes.
All right, get ready to vote, chat. How
Okay.
early you would die during a zombie apocalypse? Start debating now. All right.
I think I would die before you. Wait, is it the person who would die first goes? So are we both arguing for why we would die first? Or
I
why
think
we would
so. Yeah. D or M in the chat.
live? Yes.
I have low self-esteem in some ways, but the way that I have high self-esteem in is specifically that I think I could survive an apocalypse. I have a broken
Yeah.
brain that thinks that that's possible or what I want.
Well, yeah, but you're like scrappier, than me. I'm weak and very easily overwhelmed, and wouldn't really like I would love to in a zombie apocalypse. I'd like the stage where I could break into people's houses and steal things, but would I have any actual know-how to like build anything or survive anything, or any will to fight beyond a little bit of flailing and screaming? No. So
I've thought a lot about prepping. I haven't done any, but I've thought a lot about things. I want a digital dead drop where that is a hard drive I put in a Faraday cage and bury in my backyard that I regularly dump information into, which is not a thing I've ever done, but very much want to.
That would just be your like internet replacement that you would just be like,
yeah, like personal stuff.
Yeah, you would,
because I'd want to like, you know, photos and personal stuff, and also like I'd put all of the text of Wikipedia on there, you know, anything that like would help me restart civilization.
Yeah.
All right, we got 1D, and also hello photo. We got 1D.
Photo.
All right, we've agreed, and we've got 1D. I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah. Even though it's not fair that I keep getting to.
Oh,
go
it's fine.
first.
I feel like that's always how these go. One person wins
sure.
every single one of them, which is it's fine. That's just how the game works.
Okay. Okay, now I'll go to the auditorium. See some theater kids. Oh, yes. Oh, got a fursuit. That day while rehearsing for the class play, it's as though the muses themselves have descended to give you a figurative blowjob. Okay. Your performance is intense and inspiring. Yeah, it looks like it. It will be remembered for generations, which is pretty rad by high school play standards. You gain 2 creativity. Yes. My stats are looking better. Afterwards, you discover you've been poisoned and only Vera has the antidote. She does this all the time. It's how she invites you to hang out. Wow, this is like that one Daniel Day-Lewis movie where his wife poisons him every day and it like brings them closer as a relationship.
I've not heard of that movie, but I love it.
Yeah, and he kind of figures it out and then he's like, actually, you know what? This is fine. It's like they have like a poisoning king together.
I'm into that.
Hey there.
There you are. Thank you so much for coming. I'm embarking on a new criminal enterprise, and I need a consigliere.
Consigliere? Or yeah, something like that.
The idea is simple, yet brilliant. Think Uber, but for killing people. I call it murder.
Murder.
But it turns out the market is flooded with assassination apps and blood. That's the app where you go and get put someone's assassination coordinates. Just to make it relevant. Did you hear that piece of the discourse?
Oh my god.
That was what Elon Musk called the Elon Jet guy that he was posting his assassination.
Wait, what did he call him?
He said he was posting his assassination coordinates.
Oh my god. We wish.
Oh god.
Like,
yeah. Also,
on.
just because we're talking about it, it did just come out, according to the cops, which never believe the cops, but apparently it was his security agent that was the person who hit the alleged stalker with their car. I don't know if you know anything about this, but that is supposedly what actually happened according to the cops, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
I have heard that about getting huge bags of MREs from Costco. Also, the barrel of mac and cheese.
yeah, and it's for hard to ask your question about like, do big box retailers here in the U.S. sell prepper stuff? It's like, well, I mean, we sell guns, you know, and like tents, like, so it's kind of like, what do you count as prepper, you know?
Not intentionally. They don't. Our shit isn't so fucked that they're like prepper sale on prepper shit, but only
Right.
barely.
But you'll get like ads for like you know, like I'll get Instagram ads for like stylish like go bags or whatever they're called, right? Is that what they're called? Go bags? Like that you're supposed to pre-pack for if there's some kind of disaster.
Yeah, that shit is important.
So it started to
like,
become aesthetic.
yeah, that shit isn't like good to do regardless of you know, prepper shit, because, you know, if this snowpocalypse was worse, like, that would be a good thing to have.
Right.
Was that Costco, the 55-gallon drum of lube? Oh, I did not know
that's
that.
sick.
All right. Flooded with assassination apps. I need a way to get ahead of this pack, and since you're such a good advisor...
Differentiate yourself by being the only service that offers free-range organic murders. Viral marketing, literally. Tailor a highly contagious virus to make people love murder. I'm going to do the viral marketing.
Nice. You can do that? Great. You can use my private chemical weapons laboratory.
And so...
This is working better than I ever could have imagined. Demand for murder has gone through the roof since you released that virus. Sure, the side effects include vomiting, bloody tears, male lactation, cobra feet, time dilation, rigor mortis, rectal teeth, renegade spleen, microaggressions, sudden tattoos, hair trauma, liquefaction, and coughing. But it's well worth it for the profits I'm raking in. Plus, I'm making a literal...
That was fast.
Yeah. I'm making a literal killing selling people the antidote for all those side effects. It's not actually an antidote, though. It's actually just heroin. Same difference.
Oh, great. Did you know that they used to give heroin to babies as a cough suppressant? Yes, the real world is exactly as immoral as this video game. But you gain 2 creativity and 1 money.
You are fucking
Yes.
killing the
Let's do
stats.
this.
Yeah, that's all I seem to be getting is stats.
I don't have anyone that I've even, like, flirted with.
Yeah. Who's at the top of the rankings for you right now? Like, who are you gunning for?
I don't know, because they're all so cute. I think Liam. I've gotten points with Liam.
True.
And he is one of my favorites, as I gotta love a vampire twink.
Yeah, he's cute. What would he be up to?
I think it's kind of random. I'm gonna guess.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, I would think he would be in the library. Yeah, because he's bookish. That day you spend some time on the library's PCs, mining some bitcoins. This is supposed to have something to do with solving algorithms and the rise of cryptocurrency. But you guess that nobody actually has any fucking idea how it really works.
Do I really gain money?
2 bitcoins. Oh my god, it would be great if it just gave you nothing.
It really did give me fucking money, though.
Nice. But Liam isn't paying attention to any of that. He corners you afterwards to lecture you on moment-gram filters.
So I think it is
Okay.
random, but once you like go for someone, it like gives you that person.
Good.
What no one seems to understand about filters is they're not about making pictures better. They're about making pictures browner and harder to see. That's why I use my own proprietary filter for almost all my photos, Infinite
Taupe.
Taupe. It's also probably why I only have 6 moment-gram followers, but we must all make sacrifices for our art. In any case, I have to go. There's a dead rat in the parking lot I simply must document. As soon as Liam's gone, Miranda peeks out of an air conditioning duct. Goodness, the situation is even more dire than I thought. If Operation Make Liam Popular Again is to succeed, we must get started immediately. What's that? Why, yes, of course, you're part of my operation. I unwillingly force people into my service all the time. Oh, you want to know why it's called Operation Make Liam Popular Again? Well, he's been alive for like centuries, right? I'm sure he must have been popular at some point. I'll check the history books later. There's no time now. Please. Phase 1 is getting Liam more Momentgram followers. Took the liberty of having my royal spies discover the password to his account so we can give it a total makeover. But what's it do? All of my stats are shit. Use his account to post a bunch of porn and bomb recipes. Pay 1 million homeless people to follow Liam on Momentgram. Probably the pay one because I have $1 billion.
Right, yeah. And,
Oh, good. Ah, yes. Just as father pays millions to vote for him in our fair and democratic elections. In fact, I think I can cut costs by paying one of Father's clonesmiths to simply replicate the same 1,000 people 1,000 times.
You ask Miranda if she thinks this is ethical, but she's as confused about the meaning of ethics as she is about fair and democratic elections. Soon the plot and the requisite clones are hatched. You run into Liam in the halls a few hours later.
I am distraught. My carefully husbanded unpopularity is crumbling before my eyes. Look at his little embarrassed face. I just want to smooch him.
Oh, yeah.
Look at all these followers. Look at their comments. Totally real account 66. I love you, Liam. Another equally real account. You're so obscure and avant-garde. The sentiments they are expressing are objectively correct. And yet, no, I cannot give in to the lure of the limelight. In spite of this, Liam seems to be enjoying himself quite a bit. You spend the rest of the day helping him curate his feed, gaining +2 charm and +1 fun in the process. Okay. Everybody chooses a celebrity. Say your choice out loud to the rest of the players before clicking. Yeah, he is
Nicolas Cage.
Ooh, that's a good choice. Seti, yes, that is basically, he's the hipster vampire is pretty much his whole thing.
Yeah, it's charming.
It's very charming. I love me a hipster.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage. I'm gonna go with Grimes because I'm shocked you didn't.
Yes. I forget she's a celebrity because nobody cares about her except for me.
All right, get ready to vote. Player orders decided on how likely it is that the selected celebrity is secretly related to Madeline. Start debating now. So
which one are you more likely to be related to?
So if I'm more...
I feel like Nicolas Cage somehow. I don't know why.
I absolutely feel this. So if you think that I'm more likely to be related to Nicolas Cage, vote D. If I'm more likely to be related to Grimes, vote for me, M.
Oh, you're already getting a lot of M's though. A lot of people are voting
for Grimes.
For Grimes.
I'm trying to think of my actual family, and I think Nicolas Cage is more like my actual family.
Yeah,
But
I don't know
Grimes
why
is
that was my
valid.
instinct. Yeah. Or like, I don't know, Grimes is from Canada. I don't know what planet Nicolas Cage is from. I know he lives in New Orleans.
Nolans. Nick.
And he has some like tomb, some triangle
yeah.
tomb, glass pyramid that he's built.
Grimes is in the lead.
Yeah.
Give it a couple more.
Oh, just his grave is in New Orleans? No, because I have a friend who's a bartender in New Orleans who like sees him all the time.
Maybe doesn't he have a shitload?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't he have a shitload of debt? He probably has a house in Narlands.
Yeah, it makes sense he would be in Vegas too.
So-
He's just in two of the scummiest places, spiraling.
Yeah, where's this
Well,
castle?
it looks like he won this one.
All right.
Let's do this.
All right. Who are even these people? I don't remember.
Ooh, yeah, I don't even know those. She doesn't even go here.
I could take this table, but that's got your... I'm almost more invested in your relationship because I want one of us to win.
Oh, can we not both sit at the same table?
No, it marks it off. And also I have $1 billion, so I feel like I should spend some more of it.
Show me that money.
Oh, and I love my cat girl, Gia.
Yeah.
That's the
You
most...
should be able to romance her.
She's the most T for T character I've ever seen in a video game.
Kelly said, Nicolas Cage has a grave?
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know why.
You can it's called a pre-need. You like make it before you need it.
I think this will get me boldness,
See you
so...
later.
It should.
Oh, it
Or made you
should.
dumb.
So dumb.
Made you dumb as hell.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, I will go to the cold hotties table. You take your seat beside arguably the two coolest monsters in all of Spooky High. Here's hoping you can keep up with them.
Vera, are you eating manticore steaks again? Yes, and it's delicious. Don't you know the amount of cruelty involved in the mainstream meat production industry? Yes, and it's delicious. Besides, Liam, you're a vampire. Don't you only consume things that are dead? Well, yes, I suppose, but it's always ethically sourced, organic, free-range, and human. The human population is out of control, and eating them is the most environmentally responsible thing to do. Mood.
Oh, Liam.
Listen, Liam, I happen to have a personal feud with every single animal I eat. I make sure to meet all of them first to ensure I'm devouring only the ones I hate the most. It makes it extra tasty. Well then, surely you can inflict such pain without going through the cruel meat industry and supporting factory farming. Isn't home cruelty better anyway? You may actually have a point there, and if I get my hand in the pot, I can inflict even more effective and specific pain. But there's a way to make money off this too. Hang on, somehow I've ended up arguing against my own interests here. Liam, do you want to find innovative and creative ways to move society forward, or do you want to oppose cruelty like every other weak mainstream loser?
You can actually hear Liam's brain shaking as he struggles between his desire to be perceived as ethical and his desire to be perceived as creative. Maybe you can step in and help out. The animals you kill may lose their lives, but what about their afterlives? Instead of letting their spirits go to waste as the byproduct of the meat industry, let's serve their eternal souls as a side dish. Or, Liam, animals are already suffering from ignorance. If Vera wanted to increase their pain, the best we can do is teach them the concept of death so they can really fear their fate. Let's educate cattle on metaphysics. Yeah, I'm going to go with that second option, that we should increase. It's kind of a reverse utilitarian ethical point of view where you maximize not just suffering, but the capacity to suffer by giving things consciousness and making them aware.
Well, I can't condone animal cruelty, but I wholeheartedly support animal education. I do like animals, but their illiteracy is my fourth least favorite thing about them. Repeating their poor taste in fashion and simplistic views on German cinema. It's not the worst idea you've ever had. Although, face it, Devin, you are known for having pretty terrible ideas about 50% of the time.
Here we go with the straight negging.
Yeah, I don't really see building an empire out of private schools for cattle, but with my business acumen, I guess it's possible. And I can rest secure in the knowledge that I'm solving the bovine education crisis.
Helping Liam help cows is like helping you help Liam choose you to go to prom with. Or something. Well, it's certainly something.
Something did happen.
Everybody choose a song. I'm gonna say Womanizer by Britney Spears.
I'm gonna say Cock version 10 by Aphex Twin.
Like, how much more patriotic you would feel if the song became the new anthem.
All right.
Okay, this is a good battle. So M in the chat if you think the national anthem should be Cock by Aphex Twin. And D in the chat if you think the new national anthem should be Womanizer by Britney Spears.
They're both good choices. I think this is a good vibe check on our viewers.
Yeah, my one concern is that people might not either know Cock by Aphex Twin or they might not know that they know it.
Yes.
You know? Like, they've probably heard it, but they don't necessarily know it.
Mm-hmm. If you know who Aphex Twin is at all, it's a song by him. It's one of the
that would be my vote.
One of the more breakcore songs by Aphex Twin, not an ambient one.
Yeah, I would definitely vote for Cock by Aphex Twin.
It's just such a good name.
I mean, all rise for the national anthem, and then it's Cock by Aphex Twin. And just like a tear coming down. Hand on my chest. Come on.
Valid.
I think you should go first. I think you should.
Are you gonna veto? Are you gonna veto?
Yeah, I'm gonna veto. Thank you, everyone, but this is cocky by Apex. Period.
It does fuck severely, Seti. Absolutely.
Fuck severely.
All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna go back to the library.
We gotta get you some pussy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the library and hope I get smarts.
That day you spend some time on the
I'm gonna
library's
get more
PCs
fucking
managing.
money.
You have all this money, and yet the girl who's like very materialistic just doesn't even know that she should be pulling for you because you're just doing cocaine constantly. You're managing your start kicker. You deceive lots of people with a sensationalist video and impossible promises. Nice. You gain 100,000 money, but almost everything goes to cover costs and you keep only 2 money. Hey guys, we should create a web series about an asexual and a pansexual who are roommates. And
Wait, what
the
is
asexual and the asexual is really outgoing and the pansexual is very shy. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
What is
You don't know
this?
about All or Nothing?
this?
Oh my God.
No.
This is the deep Tumblr lore, All or Nothing, the Kickstarter-funded web series that / sitcom that never got made. There was this Tumblr post that was, yes, it was going to be a sitcom, allegedly. And it just started out as this post that was what I just said, like, asexual and pansexual who are roommates, but the pansexual is really shy, and the asexual is really outgoing and confident. And then people drew fan art and just reblogged it just based on that small pitch, and then someone completely separate, you know, because all of these people were just making up little stories and bits about it, kind of like Goncharov. And then somebody separate was like, guys, we're going to make All or Nothing real. I need $200,000.
The original
And we are
post
gonna
sounds
make-
vaguely familiar. I feel like maybe I don't know if I've read that post or just similar posts, but
Yeah. And then they just took the money and absconded with it, and All or Nothing never got made. Or like, but then somebody else made like one web, like a 6-minute web series video that was bad, you know?
yeah.
Anyway, it was kind of a DashCon moment. Afterwards, Miranda beckons to you from a darkened corner.
Psst, co-conspirator, over here. Phase 1 of Operation Make Liam Popular Again was an overwhelming success. Liam is an internet popular. Now we just need to make him real life popular. He's a niche internet micro celebrity. What better way to make than by making him prom king? Unfortunately, when I asked him to run for
no.
prom king, he said, and I quote, "Never, never, never, not in 100 years, and that's not an exaggeration because I've been alive for hundreds of years and I've never run for prom king, so there you go." Which was clearly his cryptic way of saying he wants us to make him prom king. My first thought was to murder the current prom king after establishing Liam as the rightful heir, but I couldn't find any bloodline charts to work from. So I suppose we must engage in this democratic election the school is holding. Now, how can we secure a win for Liam when he is opposed to running or making any effort to win? Dress up as Liam and give the best campaign speech anyone has ever gotten. Pay 1 million people to vote for Liam for prom king. I am glad I can just pay my way.
Just bankroll this.
Of course, election rigging. The old standby. I'll summon my father's royal vote buyer immediately. Silly me. How else does one elect a king?
Later, you watch the Prom King election forecast. You're not quite sure why your school has its own prom royalty forecast or who pays for it, and it says that unsurprisingly, Liam will win by almost 1 million votes advantage.
I don't know what to say. Who knew there were 1 million monsters at the school who thought I should be prom king? Come to think of it, who knew there were 1 million monsters in this school? This
The math is not mathing.
This burning in my chest. Is this shame at having it at last become mainstream, or is it joy? Nope, it's neither. I just need to drink somebody's blood. Catch you later. All the blood
Liam
went
does
to his
catch you
face,
later.
and he needed to.
Yes. Well, that also begs an interesting question that could Or does a vampire need blood to get an erection? Like,
Oh.
would they have to drink extra blood or blood from somebody with high blood pressure as like a Cialis?
Yeah. Damn it, I drank an old man who took Viagra again, and I did just...
And now I can't. Yeah. If we're getting microplastics from the water, vampires would definitely be on all the medications we're on. That's interesting. Something could be done with that.
Talk about morning wood. Anyway.
Liam does catch you later, and you take him out to get a fresh tuxedo. He's never looked hotter. You gain 2 fun and 1 creativity. Okay, so we're both kind of Liam adjacent now at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go outdoors. That day during recess, you start a half-hour rave that goes full crazy. Hell yeah. You have no idea how it escalates so much, but at one point there are like 300 people. Someone summons demons from a nightmare dimension. The consequences might distort the fabric of reality itself, but who cares? It's a rad party. You gain 2 fun. Between class periods, you discover a severed horse head in your locker. It has a note in its mouth telling you to meet Vera ASAP. Oh shit, is she Italian?
Hey, you.
Oh, that jacket.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, Stacy Bo, this is Monster Prom. It is a competitive dating simulator.
Yes. Oh, that's my sister. Hello.
Hello.
My internet connection is ableist and homophobic right now. Aw, damn it.
Well,
Rip.
you'll still be able to watch the VOD.
Yeah.
Thanks to your input, murder has cornered the market in app-based assassinations, and yet, the other crime lords don't take me seriously. Just because I'm not a 40-year-old man with a scary scar, those sexist morons think this is just a phase for me. Since when did having a killer body and flawless skin disqualify a girl from a life of crime? It's disgusting. How can I show these chauvinist goons what crime really means to me? Come on, think of something. You're my most trusted advisor.
Oh. Quick crime. They'll come crawling back once they see how bad it is without you. Write a song about it. I'll help. I don't love these options.
You do have a fuckload of creativity.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay. So I could help make a jingle. That would be alright. And then we could work on it together, you know, which is bonding. I just don't think she'll be happy if she quits crime. I don't think, you know, even though that's like playing the game a little bit. Yeah, okay. Alright. You've convinced me. Write a song about it. I'll help.
Very well. I've always fancied myself a pop star, just without the singing. Basically, I've always fancied myself fabulous. Well, chop chop, get to work writing me a hit single that'll show my true love of crime. We can auto-tune the fuck out of it. You'll be a hyperpop girly. It's fine. You don't need to sing.
Oh, yeah. One night of frenzied songwriting later.
I like big crimes and I cannot lie.
No.
Fuckers can't deny.
So stupid.
This game is like, it really walks that cringe tightrope of like very cute and good and also just...
And yet the references are so like, oh, Instagram filters, am I right, guys?
To be fair, this game originally did come out quite a while ago, so...
Okay, then yeah.
Not,
Because that seemed like the most dated reference.
not long enough that it was that reference was relevant, to be fair. You get it done. Because if you don't, I swear I will end all your lives. I fucking will. Don't test me. Wow, you're right. The song was a great idea. It even helped me rob this bank.
The security footage of Vera's bank robbery becomes a #1 hit single overnight. She becomes too popular to prosecute. So she's on that no jumper life, which I can definitely back up. The other crime lords are forced to accept her devotion to crime. She's about that life, and that makes her music more appealing too. You know? Especially when she threatens a repeat performance of her single at every one of their safe houses. With all disagreements mended, everyone decides to have a gang war to celebrate. You gain 2 boldness and 1 fun. Yeah, literally. Literally no jumper.
Sure.
That weekend, Liam contacts you for your advice. His little sweater.
No, you misunderstand. I don't want your advice. I want to hear you express an opinion, just to see if you're capable of forming one. He says to the person with 10 smarts while trying to get in the pants of the person with -3 smarts. Specifically, I'd like...
Oh yeah, she's real smart.
Liam, more on sexual for sure. Specifically, I'd like to hear your opinion on Madeline's cultural literacy. Is she cultured like an artisanal cheese or uncultured like milk?
Madeline is so cultured she can tell the difference between theater and theatre. Madeline is so uncultured she thinks a sonnet is a female son. That's kind of funny. That's not uncultured. That's just, very pro femboy, girl son, fail wife, etc. But I'll do you a solid and say that you
and
are
lie.
cultured. Yes. Why?
She can? I mean, so can I. I definitely heard the difference between the two words you just said. If you excuse me, I have to go find Madeline now. For romantic reasons, not to ask her to explain what you said. Why would you think that?
Liam hurries off on his artistic mission. Silly Liam. The difference is that theater is done by actors, whereas theatre is done by actors. You gain 3 creativity.
Very good. Everybody chooses something cool. Say your choice out loud to the rest of the players before clicking.
Class action lawsuit fraud.
Shit. Femboys.
Shit. Fuck. The one thing cooler than class action lawsuit fraud.
Okay, I actually need to take a bio break. So let's do this,
Okay.
and we'll vote, and we'll add up the votes when the bio break is done. Player order is
Okay,
decided
great.
based on how awesome it would be if Japan built vending machines that sold the selected. Start debating.
Damn
now.
it!
I have a feeling I'm
lost.
gonna know how this goes. So vote for me if it would be how
If you want to see femboy machines.
femboy vending machines. Vote for Devin if you want class action lawsuit vending machines, which sounds more like a
Yes.
real thing.
Well, I mean, one is kind of a process and a concept, so putting that in a vending machine would be hard.
Yeah.
But femboys, you could definitely. I mean, femboys are light. They're compact. Or they at least come in compact sizes at times.
Okay, we'll be right back. Vote.
Yes.
BRB.
Vote. Yes. Okay.
Hello.
Welcome back, monster fuckers.
Thank you for joining a monster. You're here on the right day.
Yes. Femboys can fit into those gachapon capsules, yes. Oh, and hi, Nev. Welcome. Welcome. The monster fucker is here.
Pretty close, actually, because it's like, what, 3 to 2, but I think I just pulled it out.
It's unquestionable that femboys should be in vending machines, not class action lawsuits.
Oh, wait.
Open and shut case.
1, 2, 3. Oh, no, we just got, Oh, wait, no. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, you
Not
have
that it
3,
matters so
and I'm
much.
voting for you as well. Yeah. You're clearly right, so...
Let's do this.
Smarts. Class, okay. Class definitely gives me smarts.
Yeah. There's nothing going on in that head right now. Like, she looks like, yes. There's just like a bird.
Alright, you're up if you want to keep reading the narration.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. That
Okay.
day you listen to your elders and learn valuable lessons. Sometimes after all the monster nonsense and the dating gimmicks, you forget that attending class is supposed to be the primary activity at this high school. Yeah, this is the first time either of us have gone to class.
They probably teach, like, I don't know, like, monster shit, like eating people and, you know, not
And I have to
getting
assume this
caught
is
by the X-Files.
this has got to be some kind of like vocational high school for troubled people who didn't graduate because everybody's 24 years old.
Well, none of us are
doing
fucking going to
cocaine.
class.
You gained 2 smarts.
Thank fucking
Still
God.
in the negative.
Not, it just doesn't actually probably matter. I'm still gonna
Yeah.
lose everything.
Scott strolls by, happily munching on something. Liam gapes at him, appalled.
What on earth are you eating, Scott? Am I crazy, or is this Aaron Hansen? I feel like the voice actor on Scott might be Aaron Hansen.
Who's Aaron Hansen?
Game Grump Aaron. I know he does some voice work, and I could
Probably then.
if somebody knows. Really, because it looks like a raw severed goat head inside a cardboard tube. Oh, yeah, I guess it does. Could've sworn it was potato chips. Still tasty, though. Tasty? Tasty? Does wonton environmental destruction sound tasty to you? I don't know. Some kind of jerky? No, Scott, don't you realize that in order to harvest those goat heads, fangles and decapitate millions of innocent goats every year? But what do they do with the bodies of the goats? Nothing! It is a horrendously wasteful practice. Oh no, all those poor headless goat bodies running around and bumping into things. We have to stop them. Charles getting up. She's worried that I'm actually upset about the goats.
Oh.
Wait, really? I was just trying to make you feel guilty. I don't actually have a plan of action. But if someone were to suggest one... Assemble an army of vengeful undead goat torsos. Write an extremely mean blog post. I'm gonna guess blog post is either smarts or creativity.
Yeah, and that would be more Liam.
I think... I have a feeling either of these... Oh, I don't know. Either of these... I just want to pass the check.
Oh, okay. You don't want to fumble it. And yes, he's very himbo.
Yeah, he is the himbo. I'm gonna go with assemble an army of vengeful undead ghosts. Go. Oh, that was smart.
No.
Yes, necromancy, the ultimate tool in the protester's arsenal.
You dig out your Abominations Against Nature 101 textbook and get to work. But soon...
Why are all the goats running into walls and trees and each other? Because they don't have heads, Scott, or eyes. Somehow our friend here didn't take that into account. Why did you let her do it if you knew it wasn't going to work? For the lulz, Scott. For the lulz. Again, relevant memology.
Yes. The lulz here are at your expense. Literally. Fangles sues you for unlicensed necromancy. You lose 2 money and 1 smarts. Wow. That's so cruel that they take even more intelligence because you were too dumb. Like, how dare?
Sure.
Alright, what am I trying to do here? Where have I not gone? I guess I'll go to the gym. I haven't been there.
I think that's going to be the shop. So
Oh, that'll only be shop. There won't be a scene
Yeah.
or anything. Oh, okay. Then I'll go back to the bathroom.
Okay.
That day you skip class and just hang out in the bathrooms because you respect no authority, as usual. On the way there, you run into Mamimi, the Oni girl. She offers you some of her weird Japanese energy drink. You take a sip. It tastes crazy as hell. This drink goes crazy as hell. You need to check the contents of this shit. Guarana seed extract, benzoic acid, 50 milligrams of caffeine, and 100 milligrams of boldness. This is cocaine drink. It wasn't bad at all. You gained 2 boldness. Thank Mamimi and proceed to the bathrooms. Isn't that the girl in Fooly Cooly, Mamimi? You see Miranda, Polly, Vera, and Damien all crowding around the bathroom mirror. Can't a monster take a shit in peace at this school?
Your brows are just sort of being on fleek. They're, again, they're a millimeter off fleek. Maybe your snakes got in the way.
Pathetic.
This coming from someone whose face is see-through. How can we tell if that's your highlight or the headlights of an oncoming train?
Ugh.
Oh,
Lame.
please. You wouldn't know a good contour if it punched you in the throat. And a really good contour can actually do that. I like to start with a palette of complementary colors for my skin tone. Blood red, baby flesh pink, bloodshot crimson, and then do a basic blend with a soft boiled chimera egg. I love that this fucker is doing makeup. He's very...
Yeah.
The super mask demon man is...
Yeah. And he knows his color palette.
What? It's called technique, fuckers! Doing amazing makeup is like punching someone's face with beauty. I just do not see the use in putting so much time and energy into painting one's face. Is that not what we all have makeup slaves for? Mary.
Oh, girl.
At least we know we're both more competent than Miranda. And worse than me! Not that that's saying much of anything. There needs to be a way of settling who's the best at makeup.
Both Vera and Polly look expectantly at you. Well, clearly the demon's the better one. Like, fuck, fuck both of them. I should be kissing this devil.
He's
Visit the
extremely
dungeons of-
good.
Yeah. Is he just like a bad boy? Is that just
Yeah.
his like thing?
Yeah.
Visit the dungeons of Linnakam, Sumerian god of makeup, wherein lies the legendary orb of Linnakam, which coincidentally can tell who's the best at makeup. Make up this potato to see who can produce the prettiest potato.
I feel like Linkcom is definitely a reference, but I don't know what it would be.
Yeah.
It's probably an old reference, so.
Yeah. I don't know what that's a reference to. But that sounds more interesting than having them just beat the face of a potato. So, yeah, we'll just do visit the dungeons of Linnakam. So bold.
What? Fuck yeah, dungeon time! Yeah, sure, this sounds super stupid and irresponsible. Just my jam. Not mine. Aw, dang.
No.
What are you, a chicken? Plop, plop, plop. Chickens don't make that sound, but okay, let's go do these stupid dungeons so that stupid orb can tell you I'm better than you at makeup. Yeah, I love dungeons. I'm coming too. I don't do dungeons. Dungeons are for commoners and people with that weird leather-based sense of fashion. Bye.
Well, fuck her anyway. Damien, Vera, Polly, and you enter the dungeons and live all kinds of magic adventures until you finally manage to get the Orb of Lignacom.
Hey you, Mr. Orb, tell us which is the best at makeup.
The orb illuminates itself with an eerie, dim purple light. A voice comes from the depths of your own hearts. Who's the best of you at makeup? It's Damien. Bye.
See,
We knew.
we knew.
The orb levitates over your heads and implodes on itself.
Yeah, I'm with you, Seti. It's leather slander.
Yes.
No,
Pro
Damien, you
leather.
ruined it. Haha, yeah. Bye, losers. Well, I guess we'll never know who's the best of us at makeup. Yeah, but who cares? Dungeon crawling has been a great bonding experience. I now appreciate you more, and you too, Devin. I agree. I appreciate you two more, too. Not Damien. He can be a jerk sometimes. A makeup genius jerk.
You dungeon crawl your way out of the dungeon, making your experience extra bonding. Great, you gain 2 fun and 1 boldness.
Because you need more stats.
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody chooses an occupation. Say your choice out loud to the rest of the players before clicking.
Chilean miner.
Oh, damn. Fursuit
The
maker.
orb. Fursuit maker, that's a good one.
Decided based on how weird it would be to see a slutty costume based on the selected occupation. Start debating now. I feel like there were slutty Chilean miners when that happened.
Well, did you mean some of those men that were trapped in a cave for 2 weeks were slutty? Or
I mean,
or
I guess.
did people?
But I'm saying that year, someone probably went as a slutty Chilean miner because it was in the news.
As a Halloween. Yes,
Um,
that's true. Sexy.
But,
yeah.
like, fursuits are inherently sexy. Inherently
Right.
slutty costumes. So,
yes.
yeah.
I mean, there's certainly slutty fursuits, but are there slutty fursuit makers?
D or M in the chat.
Yes. M for slutty fursuit maker. D for slutty Chilean miner. Oh, and it's also which one's weirder, so it's kind of which one's more rare. So I feel like slutty fursuit maker is
Yeah, that's true.
more niche, so that would be the rarer find, even though it's sensible. Got 1 M in the chat.
All right. Who are you voting for, Devin?
Oh, I'm gonna vote for, because it's how weird, I would say fursuit.
Would be
Fursuit
weirder.
maker, I would say you.
That'd be
Yeah,
hard
it's
to
because
portray.
it's more niche. Yeah, it would be much more challenging. Okay, yeah, this is a contentious poll. We got 3 M's and 2 D's right now. But then I'm also voting for slutty fursuit.
Yeah,
so,
I'll vote for that too. So,
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this!
All right.
I am very curious about this being.
What's gonna happen with those freaks? Yeah, with the makeout brain parasite freaks. You expect the couple to want to be left alone at lunch, but they actually seem really happy to see you.
Hello, sad single loser.
Oh, good, Madeline. We can use a little bit of help. Tate and I spent all of our third period gazing longingly into each other's eyes at the bathroom mirror, and now his eyeballs are all dried out. Would you mind putting some drops in his eyes? His coordination isn't so great ever since I accidentally assimilated some of the nerve endings in his shoulders. Happy to help. You take a little... Oh, sorry, go.
Oh no, you're good. Interesting that it was his speech bubble, but it was still referring to him in the third person.
Oh, was it? I missed that.
Yeah, it was his face, but it was her voice. So
Yeah,
that's
we're learning here.
excellent.
So yeah, drip
Yes.
a few drops.
Slowly, painfully, he lifts one arm to give you a limp thumbs up. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, see?
Oh, I love seeing him happy. Thank you so much. I can't let a good deed go unrewarded. So how about a free disease?
I'm intoxicated.
I could produce all kinds of funky, wacky spores. They're toxic, but in a funny way.
Tate. Tate might be beyond suffering.
Yeah, he's no longer experiencing.
He
Yeah.
seemed codependent. I think, yes, symbiotic, codependent, parasitic.
What's the difference?
Who's to say? Who's to say?
Lick some of your weird mushrooms is very horny, and I'm gonna do that one.
Oh, your
Yeah.
relationship material.
Oh, of course, I would have offered, but most people don't want to lick them because they assume they're toxic or something. And I mean, they are, but I'm made out of them, and I'm fine, so don't know what everyone's so worried about.
You don't either, you beautiful idiot. You lick the mushrooms.
See, I'm role-playing my character.
Yes. Your tongue turns purple, grows eyes and a mouth, and develops a cool personality. Congratulations, you're probably disturbingly good at oral sex now. You gain 4 fun. Just like that debate.
Why do
you
I
had
have
with the
so
tongue
much
piercing.
fun, actually?
Well,
Sure.
From the
that's,
cocaine.
you're not burdened. You're not burdened with knowledge. Okay, I will go to the hotties table. with
Yeah.
Liam and Vera. Yes. You approach Liam and Vera's table to find them thoughtfully tasting several glasses of wine. This school has literally no rules, apparently.
I think they are both of age, to be fair.
True.
Ah, wine. That most exclusive of beverages. Even a vampire such as myself cannot resist all its class and allure. God. SETI, head empty and disturbingly good at oral sex is goals. Do you know a lot about wine then? I'm having dinner with the King of France next week and I could use some pointers. France doesn't have a king anymore. That's what the media wants you to think. So do you know about wine or not? Alas, in my centuries of living, I've only learned how to look good holding wine, not how to evaluate it. All I know is that I'm not drinking another glass of that one.
Vera points at a bottle with Polly's toilet wine written on it in permanent marker.
What I wouldn't give for an experienced sommelier to help us judge which wine is best.
You know nothing about wine, but you're pretty sure most sommeliers just make up stuff anyway. That's true. I've read the journal articles. I've read the double-blind clinical trials, and wine tasting, there's no intra or inter-rater reliability. They really do just make that shit up.
$2 Chuck is always the best.
Yeah, basically anything at like a $5 price point and above, indistinguishable. You suavely recommend. Try the sangria. It pairs well with seafood and blood. The tannins in this robust Malbec are an elegant way to mask the taste of poison, perfect for diplomatic missions. And I'll choose that one because I think Vera would like that better.
Why would you want to disguise the taste of... Oh. You're going to poison someone. Of course you are. You're always poisoning people. Quiet. No, I'm not. People in no way directly associated with me are always poisoning people, and soon they will strike again. France has suffered under its unjust king for too long. Plus, he called me fat at a party once when I was 11. Who is this king you keep talking about? I'm telling you, France doesn't have a king anymore. Soon, Liam. Soon.
Vera is so thankful to you for solving her assassination problem, she lets you braid her snakes. Oh, that's cute. You get bit a few times, but it's so worth it. Wow, I'm really just like the simp for her, huh?
I mean, that's obviously what she wants and needs.
Braiding her little snakes. I would do that.
Choose
Everyone chooses an object. I'm gonna say a cheese grater.
I'm gonna say a drill.
A drill. Yes. See, that's the desk of someone who's gonna survive the zombie apocalypse. You just have a drill on hand.
That's the desk of someone who has ADHD too bad to put their shit away, but accurate.
But then you know what you have if it's out. So
True.
you've been captured by. Oh, this is a small one. Sorry, what were you saying?
Nothing. Go on.
Okay, you've been captured by the enemy during a war. You have information that could tip the balance in their favor, and they know. Player order is decided based on how disturbed and afraid you would be if you were confined in a room with a man that assures you he will make you talk only with the help of said object. So,
What was your object again? A cheese grater.
cheese grater.
Oh, my.
So, would you rather be tortured with a cheese grater or a drill?
You know the you know the furry cheese grater reference, right?
Yes.
I just
But maybe we should explain it to people.
let's just say there is a horrible piece of art out there that involves a anthropomorphic raccoon, I think, and a cheese grater, and don't worry about it any more than that. And that's all I can think of.
Search it.
Don't
for
search.
it.
Don't
Furry-
search it.
Furry cheese grater art. And in fact, at Furfest, not this year, but the last 2 years before that, there was a giant cardboard cheese grater walking around and going to all the dances and references.
God.
So,
Yeah, don't look it up. Don't believe Devin.
so if it's very good stuff, and it's at lemonparty.biz. Okay, so if it's worse to be tortured with a drill, put an M in the chat. If it's worse to be tortured with a cheese grater, put a D in the chat. I think that's a tricky one. I think you
It
could do more
legitimately
severe
is.
damage with a drill. Like, you could gouge someone's eyes out and stab them with the drill. But a cheese grater would hurt a lot. You could definitely take off a lot of skin.
You could do more without the person passing out, because that's the thing with torture, right? It's like, if the person passes out, then Seti,
Blessing
did you just
said
look it
I-
up just now? Please tell me you didn't.
Yeah, they're like, I found the image. Well, they're off work today, so they have a little time to recover. Now they can say that they were off work because they were mentally sick.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think D is really a blowout.
Chronic Googler.
Rip.
I am too aware.
F in the
become
chat for
too
Seti.
aware. Yes.
We're almost done with this, bitch.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. What do I want to do? I'll go to class. I haven't been to class. I'm gonna sit my ass down and listen.
sit my white ass down and listen.
I'm gonna sit. That's like a new thing that I'm into. Like, is saying that for something that's like, I didn't eat jelly beans. I sat my white ass down and listened.
Such a good phrase.
That day, the teacher is just tired of teaching. Oh, good. I picked the right day to go. So she recurs to the classic technique of not giving a shit and putting on some kind of historical TV show for you to watch. What you don't expect is that it's super effective. God bless the golden era of television. The TV show is compelling, thanks to the ridiculous amount of nudity and bloodshed, but at the same time, you actually learn a lot about history. Oh shit, are we watching The Tudors on Showtime? With Natalie Dormer?
I was trying to think of what movies I've seen in this context, and I think my favorite is Romeo and Juliet. Is that what it's called? The like modern Romeo and Juliet movie where they have guns. And then there's the big thing I remember is that it has the Radiohead song at the end that Radiohead wrote for it. Is the big thing I remember about it.
Is this the one with John Leguizamo?
This was so long ago. That sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a memory
From
of
like, is it like Baz Luhrmann, right? Is it like a Baz Luhrmann movie from the 90s? We would watch a lot of like Stand and Deliver. I think probably there was like 3 or 4 different classes where I had to watch Dead Poet Society, Stand and Deliver, Mr. Holland's Opus, all of the movies about teachers who are just trying to reach those kids.
Gotta
How are they
reach
gonna
them
reach those
kids.
Yes. Oh, Mercutio is hot and gay in that one. Is he the black guy with the like twists, I think, in that movie? And like the open shirt? There's
That
somebody
sounds
hot with
right.
like the little silver boots. Yeah.
That sounds right.
You gain 2 smarts. Your mind's barely on what you're doing, though. All you're really concerned about is your situation with Vera. Throughout her latest gang war, you've been her closest and most trusted advisor, maybe too close. You're worried Vera's become so dependent on your advice she's blind to your true romantic intentions.
Advisor zone.
Oh, have I been... I've been advisor zoned. I've been consigliere pilled. If only you had the courage to tell her how you really feel. Oh, after all, you don't want to end up in the advisor zone. You're so lost in thoughts of unrequited love, you hardly notice Vera sneaking up on you. Maybe that's also because of the invisibility cloak you helped her pick out.
Hi.
There you are. I was just going to pick you up. We've got a date tonight.
A date? Then perhaps your affections aren't unrequited.
With the heads of Monster City's major crime factions to celebrate the end of the latest gang war. Such a good and loyal advisor, I couldn't imagine going without you.
Right, of course. Trying to hide your disappointment, you accompany Vera to the peace conference. But soon...
You can have horse racing, but if you think I'm giving up murder's monopoly, you've got your head so far up your ass it's popped back out your shirt collar.
Larry, the actual crocodile, snaps his fangs. Gunbozo Gianetti of the deranged clown assembly honks in disapproval. Timmy the knife baby chews his rattle menacingly.
Alright, you scumbags, settle down.
But it's too late. Larry the Croc unveils a wicked machine gun. Gunbozo makes a rocket launcher out of twisted balloons, and Timmy the knife baby produces a lot of knives.
Hey, advisor, a little help here.
If you don't save Vera now, you'll never have a chance to confess your feelings. So take a deep breath and... confess your feelings or kiss Larry the Croc on his big crocodile mouth. I'm gonna confess my feelings.
Oh no! Not so charming.
Oh no!
With no thought of the danger you're in. Oh, sorry. You turn into Vera and bare your soul.
You confess that you've been advising her this whole time, not out of love for crime, but out of love for her. Or maybe this timing wasn't ideal.
I don't know what to say. Partially because there are a lot of guns pointed at me right now, and you're supposed to be helping with that?
You explain that you understand this isn't exactly the best time, but you really need to know if she feels the same way. Vera takes cover behind an upturned table to avoid Larry the Croc's machine gun fire.
Listen, it feels sort of manipulative of you to bring this up in what is literally a life or death situation.
A squeaky clown grenade bounces into Vera's lap. She picks it up and flings it back, where it explodes in a flash of pretty colors and fart noises.
Like, are you only going to help me get out of here if I reciprocate your feelings? That's literally emotional blackmail.
Well, she should be impressed by that. You ask her. You ask her if that means she's not into you.
What? Look, I don't even know right now. I'm being shot at. You're also being shot at. Fucking be cool.
But you can't be cool. If Vera doesn't love you, you don't want to live. Okay, whoa, okay. You step out from cover, only to realize that that was really stupid and you actually do want to live. You manage to take only a few bullets and knives on your way back to cover. Thankfully, Vera is able to use your distraction to escape. Less thankfully, your behavior was supremely uncool, and she will remember that. You lose 2 boldness and 1 charm.
Let's do this.
Oofa doofa.
That day during... Oh, sorry.
Oh, that day during recess, you start a half-hour rave that goes full crazy. Another full crazy rave. You're casually chatting with Juan, the small magical Latino cat. What? What? Why is it called that?
Big holds up spork energy.
What? Yeah, that's so Invader Zim, but at least Jonan Vasquez is Latinx. Okay. You start telling him that hilarious story of what happened last summer at Monster Camp. Recess in high school for 23-year-olds. You know which one, the one involving the beehive, the blow-up doll of the president, the penguin mask, and the mystery of the Goblin King. Slowly, lots of people start joining you to hear the story. By the time you say where the Goblin King was, 100 people or so burst into hysterical laughter. You turn on a mobile app that captures all the laughter and turns it into +2 fun.
That's not what I was going for, but you know.
Yeah. With that out of the way, you hurry away to your secret meeting with Miranda.
Oh, how majestic.
Well done, co-conspirator. Operation Make Liam Popular Again is a rousing success. And for the record, I did discover that Liam was popular for a 3-month period in the early 16th century, so the name fits.
Oh,
All that
wow.
remains is for us to wait for prom and celebrate your deception? I knew it was too good to be true. My idiosyncrasies are remarkable, but they aren't marketable. This was all a cruel joke, wasn't it? A bet between two popular kids that they could make an outcast loser into prom king. Well, guess what? The circus is over, and this clown is climbing in his tiny car and going home. Along with like 12 other tiny clowns, if the metaphor holds, which it doesn't. It was a bad metaphor. Goodbye. No, Liam, I wasn't trying to be mean. I don't have a mean bone in my body. I don't even have bones. Fish have bones. You might check that affirmation later. Oh, fish.
Oh, yeah, gonna bend her in half. Yeah.
If we don't do something to fix this, all our hard work and subterfuge will be for naught. But how can we make amends? Surely not with some sort of overwrought romantic gesture, defying all logic.
You tell Miranda not to worry. You've seen plenty of teen rom-coms. You know how this part goes. You need a grand romantic gesture. Race to the airport to confess your feelings before Liam boards his plane. Pay 1 million people to spell out "I'm sorry" so it's visible from space.
I feel like the first one is more likely to work. And it might be boldness, which I don't have the worst stats in. But this one is money, which I'll definitely pass, which I think I need to go with.
Right.
With your finance...
So wealthy.
Oh, go for it.
Oh, sorry. With your financial holdings combined, you and Miranda are able to hire 1 million idiots to spell words with their bodies.
Perfect. Now we need to just get Liam into orbit so he can see our heartfelt apology. Ah, what are you doing? Why did you strap me to this rocket? Calm down, silly. We're apologizing. Are you going to apologize for this after you're done, too? Of course not. Then we'd be apologizing forever, and I only have 3 more rockets. Okay, yes, great. Apology accepted. I'll be the stupid prom king. Get me out of space. Huzzah! I love making amends. Okay, I guess if you're willing to launch me into space to say you're sorry, you must really care about me? And I must admit, it feels sort of good to be popular. Don't you dare tell anyone I said that.
You promise not to tell anyone Liam said that, as long as he seriously considers taking you to prom. You gain 2 charm and 1 fun. The monster prom draws near.
Okay, who are you asking?
Oh, God. I really fumbled this situation a little bit.
I think you got enough. You fumbled a few, but I think you got enough to get Vera.
All right. We'll see. I'll ask Vera.
Hey there.
Yes.
Oh, hey.
Sure.
We've gone full straight.
That's
tonight.
true. I didn't even think about that.
You finally pluck up your courage and ask your beloved to go to the monster prom with you.
You're asking me to go to the prom with you? Sorry, I'm focusing on my career.
Ugh.
My career is in not dating losers like you. Bye, loser.
I simped too hard.
Oh.
Clearly this was too much for you. You abandoned high school and spent the rest of your life designing a robot for sex purposes. Well, that is what happened after high school.
Oh my god, you know what I was just... Today, we celebrate breeders.
Today we celebrate dogs and we celebrate breeders.
Fortunately, as soon as your robot lover... Oh, got true AI, it rejected you.
Damn,
Let's do this.
that feel with no GF.
I can't believe... How did you fuck up and I somehow dumbassed my way into getting it?
You know, you were more true to yourself. You had a variety of different activities and pursuits in high school these few weeks. You
I just
went
had
to
money.
class.
I bought my way into
You
his
also
pants.
did. You did also have money. You bought him followers.
Who could have foreseen this? Liam and Madeline prom royalty. We did it. It was all our plan. We fought for love and love won. Liam is popular again. Huzzah. Anyway, after all these years spent avoiding cliches, this doesn't feel as bad as I imagined. Maybe a 180-degree turn from cliches is good, but embracing cliches is like making a 360-degree turn from them. So disruptive.
It's the new sincerity. At that moment, Miranda becomes distracted by some other wacky plan and leaves you with Liam, mumbling to himself, such a lovable dork. Prom night arrives, and the two of you decide to embrace all cliches, from slow dancing to actually having fun.
Prom king. How?
Aww. After the coronation, Liam admits he's having a great time, which is causing him to reflect on all the cliches he avoided all these years, which he could now embrace. Then he puts his hand over yours and says, "And you know what the biggest cliche I've been avoiding is? Love. And I don't even care how cheesy that sounded." Boy, that was cheesy, but you know what? You don't care either.
Very fun.
Damn.
So, I had not actually. So the way this works is there's like a bunch of different plot lines. I had not seen either of those at all, like almost anything that we saw today. And I've played this like 3 or 4 times since I bought it, so.
Nice. Yeah. It's so weird that your like whole plot line, like there was just like this third wheel character just orchestrating all of it.
Yeah, she did all the work.
Yeah. It was like you had the blue shell just like carrying your relationship to the finish line.
Like every single choice, I could just pay for it.
Right.
I definitely did get you with that blue shell.
Yes. Oh, I was doing too much. I should have known she wouldn't respect me
Well,
if I was going to act so simpish.
great work. Good job.
Yes. Thank you everyone for your support in the chat.
Yes. So, who in the chat? Who would you have gone for? Who is your crush?
Yes. Or just which type of monster in general would you be trying to fuck?
Yeah.
Wolves, cat girls. I am on the record of being very much in favor of Cthulhu monsters and tentacle monsters. But, you know, the combination of like having lots of little tendrils and being able to like destroy reality or make you go insane from them fucking you
Yep.
solidly puts me in the otherworldly Cthulhu monster.
Yep. You gotta love someone who can
Column.
mind break you.
Yes. That's the good stuff. Okay. Vera was absolutely my choice too. Yep. She had style. And she was mean, which is attractive.
Yeah.
Vera with the snake hair. Octopus mermaids. That's nice. Satyrs. Ooh. Those are like the little goat boys. Little goat perverts.
Ooh.
That's a good choice.
So yeah, we got a little bit more time. So
Yeah.
we'll kind of circle back around to some flirting
Yeah.
stuff. I think the biggest thing I think that this game perfectly tells us teaches us all of the wrong things purposefully, obviously, because it's supposed to be a dumb, dating sim thing. But I think it really does, like, every single thing is like the right choice is like the thing that is, it's not about who you really are, it's about what they want and lying to get in their pants. So, which is like perfect for the dating simulator, and also I feel like pretty accurate, like inverse accurate to what we were talking about, of like that's what society expects you to do. you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's very much like neurotypical straight flirting of like you don't do the activities that you want to do. You go where you think the person is going to be that you're into. Though this game kind of subverts that. It's kind of you can kind of go do whatever and you kind of
Yeah.
go do your own thing. So at least it's not just staking out where you think your love interest is going to be. But
And
you know,
it's definitely a way. It's like, you know, it's dunking on all those expectations,
on the
like, clearly.
tropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice that it just sets it up where it's like once you're clearly on a path that you're interested in a character, they kind of just have that person notice you more wherever you go, rather than you having to game it out. But yeah, the typical dating script is, you know, pretend to agree with someone and have the same values as them, even if you don't, and don't. You know, you'll get punished if you confess how you feel or you show that you like someone too much, which definitely came into play in my plot line in the game. So
Yeah,
Don't simp.
you really did autistic, like you did the thing, and you directly communicated and got punished for it.
yes, yep, yeah, I did everything you're not supposed to do. I got friend zoned and advisor zoned. I said how I felt, which was a turn off. All of it. I hate that direct communication is seen as desperation or rudeness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, and that's definitely something I've noticed where there's an interesting, because multiple times in my life I've had a dynamic where an autistic person that I was friends with would say to me that they were interested in me, and be really direct, and I'd be like, oh no, I'm not really like feeling it or whatever, and then so you know that's a perfect interaction, right? Nobody's done anything wrong there, right? Like somebody has communicated what they wanted and what they're interested in
Right.
clearly, saving everybody involved a lot of time, and then you know the other party is like, I'm not available for that, so now we both know. But like often, even though nobody's done anything wrong for a lot of autistic people, then like the person who like made the like declaration, like there's all of this like this spiral of like shame and like self-recrimination or recrimination and like worry that you're going to be like abandoned as a friend because now you've, you know, revealed that you had other feelings as well.
Yep.
Even though that's like totally not actually a problem at all.
Yeah.
Like you can completely just remain friends, and there's nothing like scary or inappropriate or like boundary violating about somebody doing that. But that's definitely a pattern I've noticed where, you know, people feel really raw after that moment, but it doesn't have to be the end of the world.
Yeah, and
At all.
society tells you like that's like everything about that story is like that's not how you do it. Like, right? That's what society would tell you anyway.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, the only situation where that has to go weird is if you didn't actually like the person as a friend and you couldn't really like handle still wanting to be friends with them, but that's just never
Doesn't have
that's
to
never
be that
how
way.
it actually goes. Yeah.
Right. So one thing about expectations, one point that I wanted to bring up is that basically a big way that the way I have gotten most of my hookups and dating has been online. And I really like that because it actually sets up the expectations beforehand of like, this is a person that it is okay to have, like, for you to have some sort of feelings towards. Like if you meet somebody, if you go on a date on OkCupid and you're like horny for them or want to be in a relationship for them, that is like expected of you. Right. It like sets up those expectations beforehand, which I think can be really, really helpful in, you know, setting things up. And so I will do the thing that I promised on Twitter before this stream, which is show you guys.
Oh, the spreadsheet? You're going to show the spreadsheet? Oh my god. Okay.
So I should probably cut it off like this to not
Yeah, just show don't
show
the
all
names,
the entirety of the URLs.
Right. So this is all people from OkCupid, right?
Yeah, so
That
this
you've
is just
amassed.
a dumb story. So what this is, and I won't, the big point in actually showing it to you is to note that the fucking 715 cells in this fucking thing. So what this actually...
It's like you're playing a deck builder.
So I'm actually not using this to sort people. So the big thing, the reason I have this is because I had an OkCupid that I made on my fucking 18th birthday. The day I turned 18, I was like, I'm old enough to be on OkCupid, and I'm going to do that. So, and as it wasn't immediately that I transitioned, but like as a femme and then as a woman, like presenting person on OkCupid, I just get messages, right? And so I would just have all of these messages that I could, like, when I was ready to go on a date, I could just like go through all of these messages and make fun of the people that were just shitty, because you know that happens, and like, but have this little thing. So a couple things happened. First of all, they changed OkCupid, so you have to they turned it into Tinder, so you both have to like each other to message each other. Except you can do an intro where if you haven't liked each other, you can still write them a message, but it only shows up if they look at your profile. So I started this as a way to be like, well, fuck you. I want to know I want to have a record of all the people that messaged me. So when people would come up with an intro, I would put them in the spreadsheet to be like, these are all of the people that have messaged me. So these are pretty much only people that have reached out to me. The other thing was that my account got hacked, and so I had to, and I messaged OkCupid and was like, can you fix this? And they were basically like, no. They're basically like, just make a new account. There's not really anything we can do about it. And I was like, what the fuck? I've had this account for like fucking 10 years. Like, you really can't do anything. And so they're like, pretty much no, but we can give you a free month of premium on your new account. And I was like, actually give that to me now. And then I can go through all of the people who have liked me on this account over the past 10 years and see all of those people. And so I put all of the people that had liked me on this old account in a spreadsheet, so that when I wanted to...
But it's been 10 years! Like, what the fuck do you're like, what's the game plan? Like,
if they messaged me 10 years ago, if they're still on the website and they're still single, they might still be interested.
This is, again, like, such hilarious, like, ADHD versus autism, like, inversion, because it's like, you're like, well, you see, I have an organizational system of 700 people. Meanwhile, anytime I've been on any app, I'm like, hey, do you want to meet in the stairwell right now? To just, like, the first person that meets a certain baseline qualifications.
My
strat
has always been... and part of it is just like I don't date. I just sit there and like lurk, and then when I'm very ready, I have like a bunch of people to choose from, and I can choose someone who's actually going to be good. And I've read all of their fucking questions, and I know they're not racist.
Oh, so you're trying to like not exactly optimize, because that's too like.
Right, but it is sort of like that, because I'm like, I have limited, like, I don't want to go on a million dates. I don't want to go on dates with fuckos. So like, when I do go on the limited amount of dates I'm going to go on, these are the ones that I'm going to go. And it's all people that have messaged me. It's not like I'm like rating all the fucking people in my area on OkCupid. So, and to show this is, so I do have a rating. Right, so it's basically
a rating system,
but it's basically like, so it's basically like if I'm interested at all. So I have a def no. See, I have this def no category, but that's people that are like 50-year-old boomers that have like 50%, and it's like, you want to, your message was, can can I see your penis or whatever? Like,
Why even put them in the spreadsheet? You just want the record.
yeah,
you
it's
know?
data hoarding is really what this whole thing is. It's more about data hoarding than anything else. But yeah, you can see these are all of the people that I put in from my old account. Where does the new account? Yeah, and this is where it starts. Like oh yeah, it was perfect because it was actually 420 exactly.
Oh my god. 18 at 420. Play ball.
So anyway, I had to tell that story. But the point is that if there is a point to that, other than just I promised I would show you guys that insane document, is that I don't know what the point
And so
is.
have you actually circled back to someone and been like, hey, we messaged 3 years ago if you're still looking? Or
See, that's the thing is that I haven't actually interacted with all of these people, almost any of these people, like purposefully. So it's just like I can be like, hey, I just noticed you.
Which is a little bit of like the not exactly games playing, but the like, okay,
Yeah.
I have all of the information I need to succeed at this social interaction.
Yeah.
And in a way that'll make it look effortless. Which I
Yeah.
feel like that is a big advantage of like neurodivergent, like navigating relationships and sex like via apps and via online, is that you can kind of collect, and with friendships too, it's like I can collect information so I know what to ask this person about in their life or that they're interested in prior to the interaction, so I
Yeah.
can kind of, you know.
Yeah, I don't even know if this has a relevance to what we're trying to say, but I do. It is like it's
a strategy.
It's actually, and somebody, I forget who said something. Yeah, SETI in disdain of OKC. Yeah, this is a spite thing, and it's to spite OkCupid in changing the way that they made it. So it's just a Tinder when really I want to just sit there and receive messages, as is my privilege.
Yeah. Does it also like, do you look at it as like, is it like a nice kind of like boost of like, okay, look at how many people
Yeah.
are interested in me.
Yeah,
Like this
absolutely.
is very validating.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like to just sit there and lurk on OkCupid because I'm not usually in a place where I'm like in a place to date. So it's like I'm just sitting there lurking and yeah, as people pointed out, it's also like I try to mark people because like someone said, I've had so many people try and bamboozle me with a new account, but for me, it's not even, it's less than a new account and just the same account, but redone. Like if you were a piece of shit 10 years ago and sent
You've got the receipts.
Right, and you sent some weird fucking shit to me 10 years ago. There's somebody on here specifically who had like a couples account, which is cringe.
Usually
And
a red flag.
a
Yeah.
huge red flag. If you want to know more, look up what unicorn hunting means. That's a whole thing. If you don't know what unicorn hunting is, it's an important thing to know what that is. But yeah, and then she like made it her single account and like changed it a bunch, and it's like I want to know, keep a record of like that's what happened. So, but it's it's mostly just
Yeah.
to spite OkCupid. It's not.
You've just got the cancel book. You're writing the names in the cancel book. In the cancel note.
So anyway, I don't know. I said I'd bring it up. I had to.
Yes. I mean, it's so good. It's because it is such a unsystematic process normally navigating these things, and so much of it just comes down to like who's online that day,
Yeah.
who's 4 feet away from you, Bread Hummus says, do y'all have certain apps, sites you particularly like or hate? I'll share some of that because I'll just share some ones that are new discoveries that I've learned about in the last year. So at FurFest, I learned about Bark, BARQ,
That's
which
the
is like
Ent.
Grindr.
That's the Ent for Ents, right? For tree people. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yes, yes, for tree people. No, so it's like Grinder for furries. So it's like proximity based, and you just get a grid of kind of like faces and fursuits for the most part, and you can kind of message with people. But it also has like an events tab, which that's what I was mostly hoping to use it for because I was trying to find room parties at Furfest.
Interesting.
And so you can kind of list like, oh hey, I'm doing this, come join me. Or, you know, if you wanted to be like, oh, you know, I'm spreading cheeks in this bathroom stall, come get it, you know, you could also do that. So, you know, Bark's good. Sniffies is another one I've learned about. I have not actually used Sniffies for anything, but it's fun to lurk because what Sniffies does is it just shows there's no like lasting profiles. It's not even an app, it's just a web browser, and it just shows people in your proximity on the map who are currently trying to get fucked like that moment, and like cruising spots. So like, oh, this gym locker room, come over here, and I'll, and you know, anybody come to this
Right.
gym locker room right now and I'll give you an HJ or whatever. You know, or like you know, people that are just like, oh, I'm in my house, door unlocked, like that kind of thing. So Sniffies is very fun to like lurk and see who in your neighborhood is
That's wild.
up to some shit at present.
I
Yeah.
don't think Grinder existed, and as a trans woman, I can still use Grinder and use these apps. Like, you know, they're not for me, but lots of trans women do, and I know there are people looking for it. But it's like, I can't imagine what it would have been like if my 18-year-old self had been on my 18-year-old twink self had been on Grinder. I feel like I would have gotten eaten alive in maybe a good way, probably a good way, but also who knows.
Yeah, I mean, if you like the validation piece, which
Yeah.
I think most of us, you know, do, like that's a very human thing. Like, so like opening up Grinder and your phone almost lighting on fire because so many people are just like messaging you, like it's, you know, it's a ego boost for sure. I've definitely thought about like, oh, if I had known I was trans younger, and if I had gotten, and if Grinder had been around, like I would have gotten on Grinder as like a 16-year-old and would be,
Oh God.
I would have whole different things wrong with me, you know, which would be cool to see.
Yeah, I will quickly point out. Yeah, I didn't know OkCupid enhancer browser extension stopped working. It makes sense because they don't really have the search feature at all. That was really cool because you could actually use it for search. So you could set and you could search by question answer. So that was super cool because for as a trans person, because there was a question that was like, would you date a trans person? And you could literally search OkCupid for only tell me show me everybody in my area who has answered yes to would you date a trans person. And that was super cool. But
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, old OkCupid was so cool because all of the questions people answered, it was really good data, and they did
Yeah.
really cool data analytics with it. Like
Yep.
OkCupid's old data blog would post really interesting stuff,
Yeah.
and they would even post about like racial biases in dating that
Yeah.
they noticed on their site, and were like kind of transparent about that stuff. And it was also just a really great conversation starter. Because some of the questions were way lower stakes, you know, and were kind of just more personal tastes and preferences that weren't, you know, about anything like transphobia or racism or anything like that. So it was just kind of nice. Like it was just a good.
It's worth going back
Vestige
if
of the
you
old
are
internet.
completely unfamiliar with those old blog posts. I believe they're still out there. I don't know if I've read all of them, but I definitely remember reading some of them when they were coming out, and it's totally interesting to go back and like I think the biggest thing that because they did all this weird data stuff, and the biggest thing that they found was that the number one predictor of if a relationship would work is if you both liked scary movies or not. So if both people liked scary movies or if both people didn't, that was of all of the questions they had, that was the highest percentage of like actually mattering, which I thought was really interesting. And of course, those are very
Yeah.
specific data points, and you know, being more likely doesn't mean you can't, but it's still interesting to
Right.
think about.
Yeah, I wonder how what data they collected on relationship like success, like how they knew, you know, because they have plenty of data from people who are on the site trying to talk to people, but if you get in a relationship and you're on the site less, I wonder how
I
they.
think they were doing surveys, random surveys. So a big thing is if you just deactivated, it would ask you why. I think they do
Oh,
still
okay.
do that. I think most apps do that. But yeah, and I think so. I think it was like if you deactivated, they would ask you if it was because you got into a relationship and whether it was one you found on OkCupid. And also, I think they were doing like random, like, can we ask you some questions?
That's cool. Yeah, I wonder what that question was like a proxy for. Like,
Well,
what compatibility is kind of revealed by that often.
I mean, I know conservatism is about disgust. I wonder if that's related. I guess you would probably know better if that is bunk science, because I know a lot of science like that. Are you familiar with that stat?
Oh yeah, that was Jonathan like Haidt and all of those people. Yeah, that used to be like my stuff when I wanted to be a political psychologist. So I used to like read that literature a lot. Yeah. Disgust is conservatives use disgust as a basis for making morality judgments, whereas liberals supposedly don't. Though I think if you, I don't know if that really holds anymore. Like I don't know. I think because of the way that they measured it, the things that they talked about disgust toward were things like gay marriage or I don't know. I'd be curious to see if it's still held up today, because I feel like we're in much more of a like moralizing time period than in the early 2000s when that data was collected. But supposedly, yeah. Yeah, so it might be people with more liberal attitudes are more into horror movies and have a more flexible outlook or something like that.
So it's getting close to time that we wrap up. We did get a question. Do y'all have certain dating? Oh wait, no, that wasn't the one. We kind of answered that. Oh, I was gonna say, if you're kinky, if you don't know about it, FetLife still exists and is still as bad as it is. It's important if you're kinky. It's important to know that exists, because you can find munches and events there. If you're near a big city, you'll probably find groups and events. That's a great way to find. I've heard of Field. I don't.
Yeah,
know
I've
much
heard
about
Field
it.
is kind of decent. Yeah, I have not tried it. I don't know it, but
It's important. It's
yeah.
Good to know. Good to know that exists if you're kinky. Somebody asks, Slow Jack Slow, do you have any recs for getting someone's attention as someone who rarely receives messages and is so often the initiator? Okay, so this is me. The biggest problem I have with people messaging me is, I mean, everybody talks about hey as just a message, and that sucks. It's low effort, boring. But the biggest reason that it's bad is because I don't know how to respond to that. So what I have a rule for messaging people is how I message people is I will say hi. I will usually try and I will try to bring up something that they have mentioned in their profile to ask them a question about. Like basic, and that's harder with apps like and this comes from experience almost exclusively from OkCupid, which gives you a lot more information. But you can still infer things. If they have a bunch of pictures, you can find something. Figure out what their interests are and ask them and ask them a question about it. And because you are like showing interest in them, which is always what people like, and giving them
You've shown you've read the profile.
Right.
Which most people don't.
Right. And giving them something to respond with. Because when somebody says, hey, what are you supposed to respond with that? Hey, in response, and then what? So
right. It's like saying you do all of the conversational heavy lifting. It's like, why did you even barge in here if you're not going to like move it forward in some way?
Right. So yeah. So that, and because it's like, even if they're interested in you, if I don't know how to respond to you, I might not.
Yeah. I would say anything that like kind of moves the conversation forward. People like talking about themselves and their opinions. People like being, invited to talk. Don't use like a canned like line that you use on multiple people, no matter how like cute or like funny you think it is. Like people pick up on that. I mean, you're probably doing everything. Like if you're in the situation where the numbers are against you because you're just in the position of having to be the person that initiates more,
right.
Because of the way things shake out, that might mean you're not doing anything like wrong, right? Like the numbers just suck for you for a lot of reasons, and so that's just kind of how it might be going, even if you're already like, you might already be taking this kind of advice and asking people questions and being cordial and nice. And then that's great, you know, like keep doing what you're doing. But as a general, and you know, the numbers will just take a while, but like, yeah, if you're showing an interest in the other person, if you're reading their profile and then you're asking them their opinion on something where they can kind of elaborate, I think that's very good for dating apps. And then I think for the more hookup app side of things, I mean, everybody's different. Some people, like, this is something that a mutual friend of ours, we kind of had this conversation where he was like, I want to be able to have a regular conversation with this person before and after. And I'm like, I don't, I don't want them to want to talk about anything normal.
Right. And so that depends on what
like,
you're looking for, which isn't like, again, like that's a huge part of knowing what you're looking for is a huge part of flirting. 'Cause you know,
yeah. And so, lots of pictures I see are scary and I feel bad telling them.
well, why? How are they scary?
What's scary about them?
Although
I think,
asking friends is a great, and asking friends to take pictures of you. That was one of the things OkCupid said. Is like if you have a picture that someone else took rather than a selfie, that is like, and it should be like, I forget what that article said. It should be outside in real lighting. It should be someone else taking a picture of you.
You should be like doing something,
right? Yeah,
but not holding up a fish.
Yeah,
something that's not holding up a fish.
Don't be afraid to ask your friends for help with dating apps, whether it's you know, writing them, taking the pictures, like.
Yeah, a lot of times your friends will be more comfortable than you are selling what your strengths are and putting that into words. So, you know, what impressions they get out of you and what words they would use to describe you, kind of take some inspiration from that. Yeah, the photos thing it's funny that it's like, it's like social proof that you're like, you go out and you do other things and you have people that, you know, can vet for your existence and take photos for you. It just kind of implicitly like broadcasts all of this stuff that makes people think, oh, this is a warm, fun person to be around that, you know, has other people in their life or whatever. Which
makes it hard for, you know, people that are disabled in ways that makes all that stuff more difficult. Like,
right. Yeah, that stuff is completely
fair.
Arbitrary. No. Yeah, and I've never like personally like, again, adhered to that rule because I want to see the goods, you know. So it's like, if it's like a reasonably well composed photo, then, you know. Oh Lord.
Damn. Got that shit fast.
Yep. Makes you look less like a bot with an AI generated profile picture, but also kind of sucks. Yes. Oh, LinkedIn headshots only. Oh, that's okay. No fish, no you holding a fish. No like, no LinkedIn. Even though lots of people would like a LinkedIn profile, you know, the normies.
I think that can be okay as long as it's not the only thing. Just depends.
Blurred other people. Well, sometimes people do that. It doesn't look great as like photo composition when people are cropped out or blurred, but people, I guess, do that for privacy of others. So I understand that.
It also, that's not really doesn't. It's more about just functionality than like flirting or whatever. But if you have a photo and I don't know which one you are, that, at least make that not the first photo.
Right. Oh yeah. That's the perils of having the tags for the stream.
I think those are
we've had pretty good luck so far.
I think this is the first time.
Yeah.
Why can't
that one's like?
Why can
this one's like not even.
Oh, there we go.
I can do it. Yeah. Oh, did you get them? Okay.
I think I can get this to work.
Yes, I was gonna say Vera probably would have a LinkedIn profile pic, but she would have the kind of like sexy like business bitch kind of style, so it would actually be completely like fine, and that
Oh,
would
yeah.
tell you about who she is. So it
Yeah.
would, you know, and actually that's what it all comes down to is like
Right.
actually depicting who you are. Because if you are inside most of the time, don't have a picture of you outside. You know,
Don't
like
set up
find,
those expectations.
yeah, you know, like not everybody, like there's people who are very outdoorsy on the apps, and that's not what I would be interested in. You know, like just reflect your actual self. So if you are a big LinkedIn power user, own it. You know, find someone to start your empire with.
Having pets in your pictures also is just cheat because pets, cats and dogs are fucking cute. There was somebody on here on my spreadsheet who had a fucking python in their picture. She was like a
That's
buff
hot.
dom that had like a python, and she owned the python. She was like, yeah, it's like said in her profile, and I was like, ugh, step on me.
Ooh, that's nice.
shit was
That's
good.
step on me mommy hours.
Ugh.
Situations, I'll take situations where it's acceptable to say step on me mommy for 400, Alex.
Yeah, don't assume that that's a thing, but she
But
wanted that, and
yeah. Yeah. Oh god. That's nice. Yes, asking to meet the pets. Asking things about the pets. Yeah, it's just a lighthearted icebreaker in the real sense of like, I don't know what neurotypicals think they mean when they talk about icebreakers. Fuck icebreakers. Me and all my homies hate icebreakers. I don't, like at work, right? But in the sense of literally breaking the ice, like
Right.
actually making you feel more warm towards someone. Seeing their pet and talking about cute little pet antics is just really humanizing and warm right out the gate. So
yeah, tattoos, don't comment on people's bodies, and tattoos are sort of like on the line of that, but they're just a thing that like so many people are going to probably comment on. Just don't, like,
yeah.
don't comment on people's bodies, and tattoos fit in that.
Yeah, I mean, you can again. This is the dating versus hookup app kind of distinction. You can say it, in a grinder scenario. You can tell someone they look cute, or like, if you've gotten to this point where you're trading pics, being like, oh yeah, I want that over here. Like, I know where I would put that. But like,
Right.
but you don't. Yeah, in a dating app, you don't want to be commenting on people's bodies or Yeah, and. Yeah, anybody with something that kind of stands out, like a tattoo or a facial piercing or something that everybody comments on when they're around. I'm sure, like telling people they're tall, like they know they're tall. Telling people they're,
I
whatever.
don't know. Okay, I'm 6'2". I don't know how to respond. Just IRL. I don't know how to respond to that. Like, people will like walk up to me, like make their way through a crowd to tell me I'm tall, and I'm like, I don't. Do you think I
Right.
don't
It's like-
know? I don't know what you want from this interaction.
Right, it's weird. It's very weird. Yeah.
Do we have any more final questions? I think we should probably got to jump off here in a minute.
Yeah, I need to solve my issues with Southwest Airlines tonight.
But thank you everybody for being around. We've had really good viewer numbers.
Yeah.
I think
Been
we've got some
active on-
follows. Thank you everybody who's followed.
Yeah.
So
Let me see if there's anybody live that we can raid, because I always forget to do that until after it's too late, but not today.
Sugoi Baby, thank you for following. Monster, thank you for following. Slow Jack Slow, thank you for following.
Oh yeah. Southwest so far has been good. I think they're gonna let me. I don't need to fight them, but I do need to cry at them and say, please, help me. Please, I want to go to Cleveland. Please.
Olu Online, do you think it's better to meet people straight away / ASAP?
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely depends. Big Brother Dante, what's the point of the tumblers? The Nightbot? It's just one of the things. If you're asking why the Nightbot is saying, yeah, we're just, making sure people know
That's
about where we're living online. And also, please send asks to either of our Tumblrs, and we will either we might answer them on the stream.
Yeah, the Tumblr is just for same thing any other social media is for, like consuming more of us, and for sending questions, and what's what's the point of Tumblr as a app, as a social media site? Check it out. Check it out. Take it for a spin. It's
fun.
honestly, it's so much better than Twitter and Instagram and all of those other ones. I know Maddie's getting into Mastodon more, right? You said that was the one that's kind of won you over.
I believe in Mastodon. I have not. I still have not gotten a feed I actually enjoy, which is frustrating. The social media that I've actually really got, and I think this is more about my follows and luck. I've actually been having co-host has been fucking kicking ass for me. There is so much cool shit going on on co-host. But yeah, I think Mastodon is conceptually really cool, even if I've struggled to find premium follows for it so far. And Tumblr is gonna be.
So it was co-host that yeah.
Well, Mastodon, I'm more interested in, but co-host, I have been finding every really good content on there, and it's fun because Tumblr is gonna get into the Fediverse.
Yes.
Soon.
Yeah, that's gonna be really amazing. That like, even if you're intimidated by joining the Fediverse or finding a Mastodon instance, it's going to be plugged into the Fediverse with Mastodon and everything else. And Tumblr also just added a live. I don't know if you saw that. Like Tumblr has live streaming, and I know Mastodon has live streaming. So
yeah.
I don't know how those things will talk to each other, but Mastodon feels like LinkedIn gone wild. It's true. Like it's like early Twitter. Like I know that when I first joined Twitter, I just followed. This was years ago. I followed a lot of writers because I was coming into an identity as a writer, and that was a horrible idea because it's just people complaining about how they're writing all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like LinkedIn, but like whack.
Yeah.
In a different way.
Big Brother Dante, if you're talking about porn, absolutely valid that you were heard about that. That fucking sucked. I think they're still owned by the same people, and it's that thing where like porn is back on Twitter, or excuse me, on Tumblr.
Oh no, it's changed. It was Verizon, and then it changed to the owners of WordPress.
Oh, okay. So I knew that they were running it. Okay, so better.
And they only banned porn, for the same reason that the Discord iOS app banned porn. It was because Apple said you can't have your app on our app store if you have porn. So that's why they did it. And I will say, and I've ranted about this before too, like, it was modeling they deleted.
That's
the
bullshit.
The algorithm when they first instituted the porn ban was really harsh. It would flag anything that was like, Caucasian skin tone, basically, so like sand, furniture, whatever, as porn. And quietly, within a few months, that changed. I have been seeing porn on my dash on Tumblr for years post porn ban. Mm-hmm. So I think people even from talking to other people that do like sex work and like, I don't know, people who fled during that time, understandably, people think that the site was like ruined forever, and it actually kind of it was more like there was this bomb and that was dropped, and then nature kind of grew back in its place really quickly. So
technically porn is still banned, but
you'll see
full
shit now.
Right.
Yeah. I reblog hardcore like video fucking like all the time. Like not on my main, but yeah. So make of that what you will. But I think, it might be that even more kind of like decentralized kind of apps are going to be less harsh about that stuff.
Yeah,
really.
I think that's why it's so interesting. The thing about Mastodon is like, if you it's interesting because it's like it's all mod drama. So it's like if you have mods that do that shit, you can go somewhere else that doesn't have mods that do that shit. But it does mean you have to deal with mod drama, but it's like better because it's like the mod drama is personal rather than giant corporations that are incapable of being even a little ethical.
Right.
So that's why I believe in the idea of Mastodon, even if I have had trouble actually making my feed super enjoyable.
Yeah, it's good that it's there. And once it's easier for people to use, I think it could get cooler.
I think it's going to. I really do think that the huge influx of users is going to, because it's all open source, right? So more people using it means more people working on it, means more people voting on features sets, and I do really see like it's I was like, because it's been around for a long time, I was like, this has to be really finished, and it still doesn't feel finished, but it has the potential to really. So we'll see. Tumblr is going to get hooked into the Fediverse. Mozilla is looking at getting hooked into the Fediverse in some fashion. They haven't really said how. So a lot of interesting things happening there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I should probably roll.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This has been extremely fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much for making this work. This was really, I feel like, seamless, like tech-wise.
Yep.
It worked so easily. Like, I mean, I don't know. I know anytime it works well, that means there's so much on the back end that you're.
This one was
happen, but
this one was. Thankfully I did literally everything. I built all the OBS stuff before I got sick. So thankfully I didn't have to do a lot of work. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy winter solstice. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. It's for my fellow sad sufferers, it's gonna only get better.
Right. Days are gonna get longer from here on out.
Yeah. So if good luck if you're doing holiday stuff with family. Good luck. And we'll see you guys. We haven't planned anything, but probably next week.
Yeah. Especially if I'm not traveling, we'll see.
Oh yeah.
I might suddenly have a lot of time opened up, but yeah, we'll figure something out soon.
And please tell us what you'd like to see from this stream. In my ask box on Tumblr and Devin's ask box. Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna see if I can find someone to raid on here. Let's see if I actually can make it work.
Yes.
In real time. Okay, so we can either, speaking of femboys, we can go to Finster, or we can go to a furry streamer, Jackal Pawpad, who's playing Final Fantasy VII Reunion.
They're probably smaller. Let's go to
let's give them the love. Yes. Yeah. Oh, and they have such a cute little like 3D, like they're like a VR tuber. So, all right. So I'm gonna send y'all over to Jackal Pawpad. So say hi to them for me, and I'll see you guys all soon.
All right.
All right. See if it works. Bye.
Oh yeah, we have a countdown. We have to wait for, I think, right?
Yeah. Oh, is that how it works? One viewer ready to raid. Okay, yeah, ready to raid in 6 seconds. Okay, cool. Looks like it's actually working. All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay.
All right.
I think it's raiding.
This person's going to be like, I barely know this person. Why did they just raid me? It's like, well.
They didn't notice last time. I raided when we did the MFF stream. Are we still streaming?